Good evening. WCBN is coming at you live from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. I am James Meninga, and I am joined by Jaden Fode for this top 10 matchup. The number 3 Michigan Wolverines at the number 7 Michigan State Spartans. This is the highest ranked matchup in this rivalry's history, with a combined low 10 total ranking. Jaden, Michigan has won in this building 3 times in the last 25 years, has lost 4 straight to Michigan State, but are the 1.5-point favorites on the road here today. What do they have to do to get the job done?
Yeah, it's going to be hard. I mean, you can hear it in this environment. This is one of the toughest places, if not the toughest place to play in college basketball. It's going to be hard for this Wolverines team, especially coming off a Nebraska game that, wasn't their best outing. They struggled a little bit in the beginning against Nebraska. They ended up getting the job done, but I think one of the keys in this game is going to be the offensive rebounds. Tom Izzo and his teams, they're huge on the offensive glass. Michigan's going to need to be able to keep up with that on their offensive side of things. They're going to need to be able to get some of those offensive rebounds, put back points for them. And then I think another huge piece in this matchup is going to be Fode. He had 8 turnovers against Nebraska. That's not something you want to see from your point guard. Michigan's offense runs through him a lot. He's huge on the assists. They rely on him a lot for some of those passes, especially getting into Merez Johnson Jr. and getting into Adai-Mara. So he can't afford those turnovers if you want to get a lot of production out of those 2 guys. So I think he's going to be a huge factor in this game, hoping to limit those turnovers, especially when, he's going up against Jeremy Fears Jr. That's a tough guy to play against, and this Michigan team is going to need to be able to try to contain him. Yeah,
absolutely. Jeremy Fears Jr., currently the favorite to win the Big Ten Player of the Year. Just been an absolute stud so far this season, throwing out assist after assist. Had a career high in points last week. The game before that had 17 points and 17 assists. Just an unbelievable passer, playmaker, one of the best point guards in the country right now. Jaden, this is actually, per KenPom, the number 1 defense in Michigan State versus the number 2 defense in Michigan. And Michigan likes to get out hot. They like to score a lot of points. How do you see them working through and fighting this number 1 Michigan State defense?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard, especially because, this is a rivalry game. Tensions are high. It's going to be a physical game, and I think one area that Michigan State can really affect them is if they have to force Michigan to get into foul trouble. And, Michigan's going to start to struggle if some of their key players get into foul trouble, but I think one of the keys that it's going to come down to with Michigan breaking down this Michigan State defense is being able to get going from the 3. We saw in the game against Nebraska, Yaxel Lendeborg and Amari Burnett both scoreless from 3, 0 for 10 combined. You're going to need to be able to get points beyond the perimeter, beyond the arc. It's going to be a huge game. I think Michigan's defense, absolutely incredible, and, they're a very competitive team. This Michigan team also likes to play fast. It's going to be about controlling the basketball, too, for them. And back to those turnovers, you need to keep them at a minimum.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned Yaxel Lendeborg, one of the early players to watch for the National Player of the Year conversation. Started the year really good, but has been cold since the start of January. He's going to be a big piece, a big part of this if Michigan wants to be able to win this game. Both these teams coming off come from behind wins, albeit Michigan's being a little bit more impressive, knocking off the previously undefeated number 5 Nebraska Cornhuskers at home, where Michigan State may be looking forward to this game a little bit too much. It was in a big hole on the road against Rutgers, ended up coming back, forcing overtime, and ultimately winning that game. Both those games earlier this week on Tuesday, and we have quite the matchup getting ready to start here as the starting 5 for the Michigan Wolverines take the court. Fode, Amari Burnett, Merez Johnson Jr., Yaxel Lendeborg, and Adai-Mara. Opposite them for the Spartans is Jeremy Fears Jr., Devine Ugochukwu, Jackson Kohler, Cohen Carr, and Carson Cooper. Michigan starting 5 looked about the same all year. Michigan State have their 4 core guys, and they like to switch up that 5th spot a little bit. Ugochukwu, the transfer from Miami. Jaden, what can you tell us about him before we get underway here?
Yeah, I think it's like you mentioned, they have that core 4 really that they have in their starting lineup, and then it's that one it's that fifth spot that they kind of switch around. But I think one thing, especially about this Michigan State team, is having that spot that you're able to switch. You have basically 3 players that can fill into that starting role, so you're getting about 2 starters coming off the bench there. I think that's really going to be huge for them, having, you know, that rotation there.
Mara will tip for the Wolverines, Cooper for the Spartans, and Michigan controls it. Elliot Cadeau with the ball. We are underway in the Breslin Center. Cadeau versus Fears, that's the matchup we're going to see a lot today. Lendenborg on the left side, guarded by Cohen Carr. Gives it up to Namari Burnett, dumps it down to Morris Johnson Jr. in the paint. 15 seconds on the shot clock, working inside, makes a move over Kohler, airballs it, rebounded. Jeremy Fears controls the ball. First possession goes the way of the Spartans. Jeremy Fears gets fouled coming down the court. And this crowd's already super into it, not even 30 seconds into this game.
I think this is the loudest arena I've ever been in my entire life. I mean, the fans are basically like the 6th man on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball is inbounded, 24 seconds on the shot clock. Ugo Chulu controls the ball against Namari Burnett. Gives it back up to Fears against Cadeau. Ugo Chulu thinks about a 3, doesn't take it. Picks up his dribble, gives the ball up to Cooper. Gives it up to Fears in the corner, who's going to dribble under the baseline. Fakes the layup, throws it to Kohler, who wasn't ready for it, goes out of bounds. Turnover, Michigan State, Michigan basketball.
It looked like Fears had an easy path to a layup there right under the basket. Elects to go for the pass, and that's a turnover there. Michigan's going to need to be able to capitalize on these opportunities.
Yeah, Fears likes racking those assists up, as we know. Cadeau gives it up to Morris Johnson Jr. Wide open for 3, doesn't take it. He's not a big shooter. Now Adai Mara is going to work against Carson Cooper in the paint. Spin move, lays it in. 2-0. Michigan is on the board first, with over a minute having passed by in the Breslin Center. Cohen Carr controls the ball. Carson Cooper, top of the key. Comes up on the right side. Gives it up to Fears. Fears working with a screen back to Cooper. 13 seconds on the shot clock here. Ugochukwu throws it up for Cooper, who lobs it down! And the Izzo does not need that much to get excited. 2-2. 18:30 to play in the first half.
And that's exactly the type of play to get this crowd involved.
Cadeau kind of loses his dribble, gives it up to Burnett, back to Cadeau. 15 seconds on the shot clock, controlled by Morris Johnson Jr. and Amari Burnett. We're going to get Ugochukwu. We're going to get Ugochukwu for a foul against Amari Burnett. 18:07 to play, 2-2. And Michigan will inbound under the basket with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
And we're going to see this game get so physical on both sides of the ball from both teams.
Absolutely. Inbounds to Amari Burnett to Mara. Mara against Cooper again. This their lone 2 points have come from this matchup. Spins around once again, blocked by Carson Cooper. Gets the better of that one. Jeremy Fears. Now Cohen Carr pulls a 3, which he's been liking recently, off the mark. Rebounded by Fears, who pulls a 3 of his own. Ooh, in and out, rebounded by Mara. Still 2-2 after 2 missed 3s by the Spartans. Elliot Cadeau working against Fears, taking the 1-on-1. ISO goes to the lane and lays it in off the glass.
And if anything, that's a much-needed bucket from Elliot Cadeau, who really struggled both with the turnovers and just offensively in general in that game against Nebraska.
Absolutely. Now we're seeing the reverse of that matchup, Fears versus Cadeau. Gives it up to Cooper, working against Mara, who's going to go to the drive in and get pushed down by Mara. They're going to call a foul. Will not be shots, as he was not leaving the floor. 17-17 to play in the first half. Fears will inbound for the Spartans, and we are already seeing this game get pretty physical, Jaden.
Oh my gosh, exactly. And that's another one of the matchups that I was looking forward to watching in this game, Cooper versus Mara. I think that's going to end up being a big one. We've already seen them going at it early in this game.
Absolutely. Fears now guarded by Lendenborg. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's looking around, directing traffic. Gives it up to Ugochukwu. Got 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gives it up to Kohler down low. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Kohler working against Morris Johnson Jr. Fade away. Bucket off the front iron. No bucket. Less than 17 seconds, or less than 17 minutes to go here. Elliot Cadeau controls the ball, left wing. Over wide open 3. Knocks it down. That is Yaxel Lendenborg, who probably has the green light tonight despite a cold streak. 7-2 Michigan. Vino Kachuba gives it up to Kohler down low. Kohler gives it to Cohen Carr, who's looking for a dunk. That would have blown the roof off this place, but it's blocked. Michigan controls the ball. Cadeau in the corner to Mari Burnett. The Axel Lenenborg close to the top of the key, guarded by Cohen Carr. Makes a move, gonna drive in, spin on Cohen Carr, lays it in and blocked! Cohen Carr elevated, swatted that, and then jumped into the end zone.
Wow. I mean, that is one of the most impressive blocks I've seen. Axel Lenenborg just has all the momentum going forward, drives in, spin move inside the paint under the basket, and Cohen Carr, probably one of the most athletic players you will see in college basketball, the most athletic player on the court, just soars up and hits Lenenborg with a block.
Yeah, certainly, and this is his first kind of time as a full-time starter for these Spartans. Been kind of in and out of the rotation for the past 2 years, but he's a bona fide starter and a good player. Really made a name for himself last year during the March Madness run to the Elite Eight for the Spartans.
He really has stepped up into that role this season, and now averaging over double figures every game this season.
Inbound to Lenenborg. He's matched up with Cooper. There's Johnson Jr. Up to Roddy Gale, who subbed into the game. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Michigan State, coming the other way. Jeremy Fears directing traffic. Just looks for Cohen Carr underneath. Could not get him. Swatted out of bounds by Morris Johnson Jr. Jeremy Fears, as we go into the media timeout, Jeremy Fears Jr. has some ill-willed passes so far, Jaden.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these plays too, giving up shots for himself, and you know, you said it before, he's the guy that likes to facilitate their offense, and as the point guard, rightfully so, looking for his teammates first. But I mean, passing up some of these shot opportunities to go for the assist and look for his teammates, but exactly like you said, a little bit overthrown on some of these passes, just a little bit too much on the end of it, and heading out of bounds for Michigan State. Lucky on this one off Merez Johnson, who's able to get a hand on it, but good defense there by the Wolverines, and just a little bit of some errant passes from Jeremy Fears Jr.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucky that one wasn't a turnover. He already has one. I guess he wasn't accredited with the one pass that ended up going out of bounds. But yeah, 7-2 Michigan here as we are in the under 16-minute timeout. Michigan holding Michigan State to a mere 2 from Carson Cooper. But nothing short of the physical matchup that we have expected so far.
Yeah, it's exactly what we thought, and you know, that's what you know you're going to get coming into rivalry games like this. It's the first time these teams are meeting each other this season, and you know, both of these teams also looking pretty different from the way that they did last season. Michigan State lost a couple guys to the NBA draft. I mean, they lost like basically their entire top production in scoring to the NBA draft, and you know, Michigan now coming in, bringing in huge transfers, Axel Lenenborg, and then Morez Johnson Jr. from Illinois. And so we're seeing a bit of a different matchup between these guys, and Dusty May also pretty new to this rivalry.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the Michigan State team last year. Kind of similar stories. Neither the last year's team or this team really had huge expectations coming into it. Both preseason rankings were top 25, albeit, but closer to 20 than the top 5 or 7 where they sit now. And like you said, Jace Richardson was an absolute phenomenal player for them last year. True freshman, kind of came out of nowhere. The son of Jason Richardson, who played for Tom Izzo in Michigan State. He was drafted in the first round by the Orlando Magic, and he was certainly their top player, most productive player last year, especially with Jeremy Fears Jr. coming off his gunshot injury. They also lost Jaden Akins, one of the best defensive players the Big Ten has seen in the past few years, as well as they lost Trey Holloman to the transfer portal. So those 3 guys were really the stars of the show last year, and not a lot of people knew how this Michigan State team was going to come back and respond, and I think they've impressed a lot of people so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think they certainly have. Both of these teams fighting for that top spot in the Big Ten right now, tied for first right now. I mean, just an impressive performance out of the gate from them, and only 2 losses on the season, but that's to Nebraska and Duke, 2 of the best teams in the country. We saw Nebraska was undefeated until they played Michigan on Tuesday, and then Duke, on the other hand, they've been rolling all year. So not losses that you want to hang your head about if you're Michigan State.
Yeah, certainly. The media timeout comes to a close. Some substitutions. Tang is in for the Wolverines, or for the Spartans, excuse me. LJ Kaysen and Roddy Gale Jr. are in for the Wolverines. Jeremy Fears controls the ball against LJ Kaysen. 30 seconds on the shot clock. He's looking to drive, gives it up to Carson Cooper, who takes a mid-range floater, and that is missed and corralled by the Wolverines. 15:30 here to play, still 7-2 Michigan. Axel Lenenborg controlling the ball, matched up against Jackson Kohler, gives it up to Cadeau on the left wing. Back to Lenenborg, thinks about a three, doesn't take it. Until he does take it, step back dribble, off the mark, rebounded by Morris Johnson Jr., who throws it up, off the board, rebounded again by Michigan. LJ Kaysen, long three, air balls, a third offensive rebound in a row for Michigan. The Axel Lenenborg controls it, less than 10 seconds on the shot clock. Elliot Cadeau now with the ball, step back three, knocked it down. A third offensive rebound in a row, converts into 3 points for Michigan, and they lead 10-2.
And that was one of the areas I said Michigan was really going to need to excel in this game, was getting some of those offensive rebounds in. They had plenty of chances there on that possession.
Certainly. Can't stress the importance of second chance points enough. Jeremy Fears and Jackson Kohler give the ball back and forth. Jackson Kohler now with a three from the elbow and knocks it down. Corner three for Jackson Kohler. 10-5 Michigan. Axel Lenenborg goes up and is going to get fouled by Cohen Carr. Some quick passes between him and LJ Kaysen. And I think, yeah, they're going to get Cohen Carr on the foul against the Axel Lenenborg. Or Carson Cooper is who they're going to call the foul on. And Yaxel will shoot free throws.
And just going back to that offensive possession by Michigan State, that's exactly what we expected from Jeremy Fears there on that play. Just hits him with the no-look pass, and he gets the three-pointer. And those are the assists that we're used to seeing from him.
Certainly. Michigan State's going to need to trust their three-point shooters. Lenenborg's first free throw is off the mark. It is not going to make the second one easier as the end zone has kind of exploded to life here. 14:27 here to play. 10-5 Michigan. Lenenborg's second free throw is up and good. 11-5 Michigan. And it looks like they're going to engage a little bit of a press here. Jordan Scott subs in for the Spartans. Carson Cooper and Cohen Carr both go out. Cam Ward, the freshman, and Jordan Scott both come in. Cam Ward against LJ Kaysen, kicks it out to Kohler, looking for another three. Oh, airballs it. They're going to get a loose ball foul against the Wolverines. On LJ Kaysen. They're going to get him for the loose ball foul, his first. Michigan State going to kind of get bailed out there after a Jackson Kohler air ball.
Yeah, you could see him kind of pushing under the basket with his hands forward, and that's what they'll get you.
Yeah, certainly. Kohler now with the ball. Gives it up to Fears, who's going to drive in underneath the basket. Kicks out to the left. Ooh, loses the ball. Tang's able to corral it. Tang to Jeremy Fears, who takes a three from the right wing and is off the front iron, no good. 11-5 Michigan. Looking for some quick transition offense there. The Wolverines end up knocking that ball out of bounds for a quick turnover. And they do not want to get in the turnover hole. That's their second of the game so far, so not too bad, but certainly a trend for Michigan to turn the ball over a lot, Jaden.
Yeah, and the turnover there looks very similar to some of the turnovers we saw Elliot Cadeau make against Nebraska. It's where Michigan's trying to move really quickly in transition. He throws some of those passes ahead to his teammates to try to speed things up, and they just can't quite get onto the end of it with how fast he's trying to move, and that's exactly what we saw there in his pass to LJ Kaysen.
Tang with a quick three from the corner, off the mark, rebounded by Jackson Kohler, and he is swatted on the putback by Mara. Roddy Gale Jr. controls the ball. Lenenborg gives it up to Mara down low, matched up against Kohler. He's going to spin and lay it in. He's just so much bigger than Kohler. That's a matchup that they're going to try and take advantage of. 13-5 Michigan, 13:30 here to play. And they're going to get Jeremy Fears for an offensive foul, I believe.
Wow.
Or is it Cam Ward? Yeah, that'll be
it's Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. I think they're going to get him for a moving screen.
Just runs into Roddy Gale there.
Yeah, so cost of turnover for the Spartans. Down 8 here early. Daimara gets Jesse McCulloch, who subbed in. He's off the mark, had a good look at it, but could not get it to fall. The backup big man, Jesse McCulloch, came in on that one. It's a quick mid-range floater for Cam Ward.
Who was wide open.
Wide open, great look, but could not get it to fall. Michigan State having shooting woes early here. Daimara down low to Roddy Gale Jr., who drives in and gets bounced around. They're going to get him for a foul, and Tom Izzo is livid.
Yeah. And they're going to look at that. I mean, you can see the fans are seeing it up on the video board. And
yeah, it's an unfortunate series of events for the Spartans there, as there was a little bit of contact, but Roddy Gale just kind of goes flying.
Yeah, he was kind of up in the air as the contact was coming, so he was kind of able to just like fling his body down on the ground. And
certainly not a great call from the officials here, and Tom Izzo lets him know it. 13-5, Michigan inbound pass goes to Roddy Gale, who's working against Trey McKinney's coming for the Wolverines. And he's going to throw this ball into the passing lane's congested and knocked out of bounds. Ugo Chulu got a hand on it. Goes out of bounds on Michigan State, and Michigan will inbound now with 11 seconds on the shot clock.
At this point, it feels like every other pass is being deflected out of bounds.
So only 7 seconds on the shot clock here. LJ Kaysen working against Ugo Chulu. Gives it up to Daimara down low, working against McCulloch, who's able to reverse lay it in off the glass. 15-5 Michigan. 10-point lead early for the Wolverines. Carson Cooper in trouble, gives it up to McCulloch in the corner, who three is no good. Rebound by Jordan Scott, gets it over to Cohen Carr, who loses it out of bounds. They're going to call it Michigan's basketball. Tangled up, ball went all over the place as Michigan State was trying to get an offensive rebound, and that will be Michigan's possession. 12-10 here to play, 15-5 Michigan.
Just on that play, so much aggression, especially from Jordan Scott, to keep that ball in bounds for the Spartans. Cohen Carr just can't get on the end of it, tips out of bounds in Michigan ball, but I mean, that was really impressive work by Michigan State there to keep the ball in bounds at first.
So the LJ Kaysen working against Divine Ugochukwu, kicks it out to Will Shetter. Shetter gives it up to Morrow, gets deflected to Trey McKinney, who pulls a three off the mark, rebounded Jordan Scott. Michigan State controls it, going up tempo, what they like to do. Ugochukwu controls the ball. Jeremy Fierce is taking a seat on the bench. Ugochukwu thinks about a shot, doesn't take it, gives it up to McCulloch, who loses the handle and is going to tip it out of bounds. Another turnover by Michigan State, because we're going to go into the under 12-minute timeout. Jaden, I want to take a second to talk about Michigan State's shooting woes. Yeah. Not only are they turning the ball over a lot, that's their fifth so far already, they are 2 from 12 from the floor and 1 for 7 from 3. Not going to win many games like that, Jaden.
No, you're not at all. And I think the thing is, we're seeing very tight defense on both sides from Michigan and Michigan State. And one area we noted from, I mean, you mentioned it, for Michigan, it's they have a Daimara under the, under the hoop in the paint. He's just so much taller than everyone. He's able to just reach up and above them and able to score some of those easy layups. And then when it comes to that matchup on offense, or on defense for Michigan, they're able to use that to their advantage against Michigan State, putting up, forcing them to shoot these contested shots, and they're struggling early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackson Kohler standing at 6'9", Carson Cooper at 6'11", both the biggest guys on the Michigan State team, just not even close to Daimara, who stands at 7'3", and them taking advantage of Mara here against those two is going to be huge. He's got 6 points already on 3 for 5 from the field. And he's just going to work in the paint against them. Dan Campbell's in the building, the Detroit Lions head coach. Reppin' Sparty, I think we were talking about this pregame. I think his daughter goes here.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So at the under 12 media timeout, Michigan controls this game 15-5. So not scoring at the usual rate that they do, but holding Michigan State to a mere 5 points. That's kind of what we can expect from this number 1 versus number 2 defense.
I was going to say exactly that. I mean, when you have 2 of the best defenses in college basketball, you're expecting it to be a little bit of a lower scoring game. And I said I felt like almost every other pass was being deflected. You just have someone in there at all times, getting their hands in there, getting involved. And it's been working on both sides, both Michigan and Michigan State, being able to get in there, block some shots, deflect some of those passes out of bounds. And we're seeing it early.
Yeah, absolutely. And the tensions, I don't know if they could be quite higher for this game.
No.
Last time these 2 teams played was here in Breslin, and it was the infamous kiss the court scuffle between mainly Trey Holloman, LJ Kaysen, Fat Brooks.
Yep.
Just a lot of the guys involved not even here anymore, but
right.
These fan bases are certainly thinking about that here. These players, a lot of these Michigan players new to this rivalry, a lot of them transfers or freshmen. Only guys really here last year who get significant minutes, Lamari Burnett, Will Cheddar. So you can know that those guys are certainly into it, whereas this Michigan State team has been developed for quite a few years.
Yeah.
These guys have been role players and been working into their current spots for a while now. Those 4 guys we talked about, Cohen Carr, Jim Fears, Jackson Kohler, Carson Cooper, all been with this Michigan State team their whole career.
Yeah.
2 of them Michigan natives too, Jackson Kohler being from Jackson, just 20 minutes south of Lansing. So it's kind of two different sides to this whole thing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this Michigan team, like you mentioned, very new.
New but not young.
New but not young. That's a good way to put it. And I mean, there's nothing you can do to really prepare to come into an environment like this. Nothing in the Big Ten compares to this. Chrysler Center definitely does not compare to this.
Certainly, but they have not wavered. Up 10 early here as the media timeout comes to a close. Trey McKinney controls the ball to Lennon Borg in the way, on the left wing. Cohen Carr the matchup. Lennon Borg to Mara. Matched up against Jackson Kohler. He's going to swing it around, and his pass gets deflected. That's a turnover and a foul. Trey McKinney swats at Jeremy Fears a little bit, and is going to draw. Jeremy Fears is going to draw a foul.
And the dime, Mara just tries to wrap that pass around inside to Trey McKinney, who's covered by about 3 guys in the paint, and an easy takeaway for Michigan State there.
Mara's going to want to go to work in the paint, but I think that's part of Tom Izzo's game plan was to kind of congest the paint. You don't even need a big man matchup for that to work. Jackson Kohler controlling the ball, gives it up to Cohen Carr, almost turns it over. Carr working against 2 guys. Kohler now with the ball, back to Fears. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Fears directs traffic, takes a screen from Cooper, works into the paint. He's going to take a floater himself and gets it to fall. Michigan State with a much-needed bucket. Cuts the lead to 8, Michigan 15, Michigan State 7, 10:37 to play in the first half.
And Fears came back in after that media timeout, and they're just so much better with him on the court.
So Trey McKinney's going to pull a 3 and knock it down from the pass from Elliott Cadeau, and Michigan responds right back with a bucket of their own, 18-7 Michigan.
And that is one of the players Michigan State does not want to get going from 3. I mean, we saw what he can do when given the opportunities.
Certainly not. Cohen Carr looking for Carson Cooper, gets swatted out of bounds by Morris Johnson Jr. Michigan State will inbound with 21 seconds on the shot clock. 10:15 here to play in the first half, 18-7 Wolverines. Ugo Chulu is going to come in for Jordan Scott. For the Spartans, Jeremy Fears will inbound to Carson Cooper. Gives up to Carr coming around. Carr making a move down low, throws up a layup. Fans want a foul, don't get it. Fans want another foul, and they do get it. Transition offense. They're going to get Will Cheddar for a charge coming down the court quickly for Michigan. That's their second transition offense turnover. Trey McKinney had a clear shot at the basket there.
That's just a tough offensive foul from Michigan, especially like you said. Trey McKinney off to the races all by himself there. Could have had an easy layup.
Yeah, certainly. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Jeremy Fears directing traffic. Gives it to Carson Cooper left wing. Ugochukwu going to drive in, and they're going to get an offensive foul against Carson Cooper. They're going to get him for a moving screen. Less than 10 minutes here to play now in the first half. Michigan still leads it 18-7. And Michigan State, Jaden, just really struggling to do anything on offense.
Yeah, they are really struggling, and especially after, Michigan's going out in transition, and they're able to draw a foul and then get the ball back, and they're still not able to do anything with some of that. Being able to take advantage of those takeaways from Michigan is going to be huge, and they just haven't been able to capitalize on those.
Certainly, we have our third whistle in what feels about 10 seconds of game time here. It's going to be against Michigan State. Divine Ugochukwu is going to be fouled. Ooh, questionable call there. It looks like Trey McKinney kind of tripped. And just with the way that this game has been going, you can only assume it's going to be contact. A mistake by the officials there, but
we've seen a couple of those so far.
What can you do? Elliott Cadeau now working against Jeremy Fears, going to lay it off, airballs it. Interesting shot selection from Elliott Cadeau there.
Wasn't great.
Yeah, ball falls out of bounds. Going to be controlled by Michigan State. Cam Ward will inbound to Jeremy Fears as they look to try and get an offensive possession to going. Carson Cooper not on the floor for the Spartans. With a smaller size right now. Jackson Kohler working the paint, going to back down Nomari Burnett. Look underneath for Cam Ward, who ain't able to get it. Rebounded by Cohen Carr. Not even sure where that ball went. Kurt Tang on the right wing. Kohler again trying to back down McKinney. Floater, fade away. Not gonna fall. Another missed shot by Michigan State. Less than 9 minutes here to play in the first half. Oh, good pass there to Morris Johnson Jr. down low. He gets Kohler to jump and just lays it in easily. 20-7 Michigan.
And this Michigan defense just so suffocating. Every shot is contested for Michigan State.
Jeremy Fears going to drive in himself and just throw it up. Gets it to fall and one. Are they going to? Yeah, they are going to count that. So Jeremy Fears does it himself, gets the bucket and the foul for a chance of a three-point play. Michigan State just really looking for anything offensively. Gets one to fall finally.
Yeah, and especially with someone like Jeremy Fears, if you're struggling on offense, this is the guys whose hand you want the ball in, and if he's going to have to do it himself, that might be the way to go for the Spartans right now.
Certainly his free throw is up and in for the three-point play. Michigan 20, Michigan State 10. 8:40 here to play in the first half. Cam Ward's going to come out, and Jesse McCulloch is going to come back in. Notable lack of Carson Cooper on the floor right now. Elliott Cadeau to Lendenborg. Lendenborg looking to drive it in by himself, working against Cohen Carr. He's going to spin, try and take it himself. Good defense by Cohen Carr. Forces a bad shot, rebounded by Michigan State. Jeremy Fears now working again low. Similar play to last time. Gives it up to Jackson Kohler, who thinks about a three. Back to Jeremy Fears, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Jeremy Fears to Cohen Carr. Jeremy Fears pump fakes the three. And off the line, gets the ball tipped out by Morris Johnson Jr. and Elliott Cadeau falls on it. Another turnover by Fears. It was to play deep three. Elliott Cadeau off the mark, rebounded Kurt Tang. Elliott Cadeau wanted a deep three, couldn't get it to fall. Now Jeremy Fears drives in, kicks it to McCulloch, who's working against Marr. Going back to Fears, wide open three, close out, air balls it. Does not get that to fall as we enter the under 8-minute timeout. Jaden, what did we just see there?
Oh my gosh, I mean, I don't even know. It was like air ball after air ball from both teams at this point. Just, I mean, the shot that these defenses are forcing you to take, it's making it difficult. And I think also for Michigan State, they're giving up a lot of open looks, it felt like. They had some open looks from three, get the pump fake and then go to pass, or, go to take the dribble in and just, I don't know what it is for them, but they haven't been getting their shots to fall. We saw a couple air balls from them in these past two possessions, and they're just really struggling. Yeah, absolutely. Michigan State kind of looking for the perfect shot. It feels like they're using the most of their shot clock, where Michigan's been a little bit more content just to throw anything. And Michigan State shooting a mere 4 for 18 from the floor.
Jackson Kohler's missed some looks. Jeremy Fears has missed some looks. And yeah, Michigan State just really struggling offensively. But holding Michigan to 20 points so far in the first half, obviously an impressive effort by the defense, but doesn't mean much when your offense has only scored 10 so far.
No, it doesn't, but if one area of your game isn't clicking, you're happy to see the other one is, and especially, you know, Michigan, one of the highest scoring offenses in the nation, and you being able to hold them to 20 points right now. It's a good sign for Michigan State. They're not out of this game by any means. I wouldn't count either of these teams out no matter what the deficit was, considering we're only in the first half, and these are two of the best teams in the nation, and especially in a rivalry like this, you know, you never count the other team out.
Yeah.
So.
And absolutely, and like we saw on Tuesday, it took both of these teams a while to click in their respective games. Michigan State being the more egregious example of that, down big, 14-15 against Rutgers, able to mount that comeback, but they looked like a shell of themselves in the first half. So both, and similar, Michigan, Nebraska just able to shoot the ball so well in that first half on Tuesday. Really put them in a hole early.
Yeah.
Not having that problem against Michigan State, obviously. But both of these teams were able to figure it out. So under 8 to play here in the Breslin Center, still a packed house. And I imagine no matter the score of this game, the zone is going to be full as these fans are deeply passionate about their basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. This student section is something else, I can't lie. We
were talking about it pregame. We were exploring the arena a little bit, and you made the point that it was close to an NBA arena, and this is like an NBA game. But even that, I'm not even sure it compares, just because the fan loyalty here compared to any NBA arena is just so unbelievable.
Yeah, this is one of the best environments I've ever seen a basketball game in.
Yeah, so like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, this is the lowest combined ranking for this rivalry ever in history, at number 7 and number 3 with a total combined ranking of 10. Never been lower in this game. So
that's crazy. That just tells you these are two very good teams out there right now.
Absolutely. The Michigan faithful, credit to them, have traveled here nicely. Good amount of yellow in the stands. We're not able to see it from our seats, but the Maze Rage has traveled here.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they have a section. They're right above us. Heard them during the national anthem. They've threw out a hail.
Yep.
Yeah, haven't heard much since, though. It's kind of loud. A lot of green and white here. The immediate timeout comes to a close. 7:44 to play in the first half. Michigan leads it 20-10 and will control the basketball. Iaquniello coming down the court, matched up again against Jeremy Fears Jr. Iaquniello switches. Jordan Scott on him now. Damara. Iaquniello, Damari Burnett corner was open, thought about the three, didn't take it. Mara now working against McCulloch. Mara's going to dribble it in, look for something, does not get it to fall. No foul called, and a loose ball. McCulloch falls on it. Michigan State controls it. Refs letting these boys play a little bit. Jordan Scott for three wide open, knocks it down. Much needed three from Jordan Scott, who's had a couple of electric games so far this year. 20-13 Michigan, as Michigan State finally gets the shot to fall.
A huge three-pointer, their second of the game.
Fode will respond with a three and will be off the mark. Forced quick shot there. Michigan State controls the ball. Jordan Scott, same spot, thinks about it, gives it up. Jeremy Fears now matched up against Amari Burnett. Amari Burnett stays on him, gives it up to Kurtang. Kurtang against Iaquniello to McCulloch. Carson Cooper still not in this game. Oh, Jordan Scott looks for a three, gets swatted by Morris Johnson Jr., who's wide open and is going to go ahead and dunk that ball. Nice transition bucket for the Wolverines there, 22-13 Michigan. That's just a poor shot selection by Jordan Scott, leading to transition offense for Michigan. Kurtang now with the ball. Is it Jeremy Fears who's going to work underneath? Full floater, gets it to fall. What a kind of shot was that? Jeremy Fears pulling up, dashing to the free throw line and pulling up quick with a nice floater. 22-15 Michigan. Amari Burnett to Damara down low, still guard against Justin McCulloch. Amar's going to spin, and McCulloch is going to grab the rebound And they're going to get a foul as McCulloch falls to the floor. Honestly, could have been a travel on McCulloch. But they're going to get Mara for a foul, I believe. And Michigan State will control the ball down 7 with less than 6 minutes to play in the first half. Oh, Michigan State is in the bonus.
Yeah, they are.
So McCulloch will shoot a 1-and-1. That was Michigan's 7th foul. It was on Lendenborg. Fans are not sure what the contact was there, Jaden. Did you see it?
No, I honestly didn't, and it looked like Michigan State had gotten the rebound, and I felt like he was kind of just almost in the way. We got kind of some incidental contacts from what I could see, but foul on Michigan nonetheless, and now Michigan State gets their trips to the free throw line.
This is McCulloch shooting first one of the 1-on-1 falls. McCulloch only averaging 8.5 minutes this year. Well, he's one of those guys. He's a redshirt freshman. Didn't play much or at all last year. Kind of the backup big man. Second free throw is good. I'm not sure if we saw it, but Carson Cooper has not been in this game for a while. I'm wondering if he's resting or if something happened and he got hurt. He's sitting on the bench right now, but we have not seen him in over 10 minutes of game time. Lendenborg, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Cadeau. Lendenborg going to work against McCulloch. Fans want an offensive foul, but there was not one. Lendenborg able to lay it in. 2 points for Michigan. Jeremy Fears now from the left elbow throws it up off the mark. Rebounded by Michigan. 5:20 to play in the first half. 24-17 Michigan. They control the ball. Roddy Gale Jr. right wing for Lendenborg. Mara on the right elbow, back to Lendenborg, the right wing, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lendenborg to Cadeau, Cadeau to Lendenborg. Lendenborg's gonna dribble, free throw line, work underneath, floater, does not fall. Less than 5 minutes here to play, good defensive possession by Michigan State. Oh, a time Mara comes and pushes Jeremy Fears from the back. Jeremy Fears kind of stops, Mara trips over him. It's gonna be a foul against Mara. And Jeremy Fears will shoot a 1-and-1 now. Yeah, just kind of a wrong place, wrong time there.
Yeah, exactly. Just a bit of an unlucky situation. Gets caught up right behind him. He slows down. Mara can't slow his momentum up, and
you can see Mara throwing his hands up. He doesn't know what he was supposed to do. He was just running back to the court. He feels like Fears cut in front of him. Mara will go to the bench as he picks up his second foul in this first half. Michigan 24, Michigan State 17, 4:50 to play. First end of the 1-and-1 for Fears. Knocks it down. Michigan State, despite their shooting woes, 4 for 4 so far from the free throw line. Jesse McCulloch is going to come out to an ovation from this crowd. He's played well in this first half. Here's his second shot. It is true. Michigan's lead is cut to 5. As the crowd gets on the feet for the last 5 minutes of this first half. Cadeau will bring the ball down the court. Guarded by Ugochukwu. Give it to Morris Johnson. Let's come out together a little bit to Lendenborg. Trey McKinney on the right wing picks up his dribble. Back to Morris Johnson Jr. Lendenborg. Back to Roddy Gale, top of the key. Elliot Cadeau, left wing wide open. 3, knocks it down. 27-19 Michigan. Good 3 from Elliot Cadeau.
What a nice catch and shoot from him.
Jackson Kohler controls the ball. Gives it up to Ugochukwu. Fierce is on the bench. Trey Fort. Jackson Kohler 3. Thinks about it. Gets his man to jump. Cohen Carr wide open 3. Airballs it. Ball is able to be saved by Cam Ward. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson Kohler going to make his man jump. Shot clock is going to expire. Jackson Kohler thought that ball hit the rim. He did not know the shot clock did not expire. He did not. He thought the shot clock reset. He caught the ball with 3 seconds left, pump faked, went to his left, had a wide open look at the lane, but the shot clock expired. Just a crucial mistake by him as we enter the under 4-minute timeout.
Yeah, definitely a crucial mistake by him, especially, you know, Michigan State picking up a little bit of the momentum that they were looking for, but especially when you're trying to cut into this deficit before halftime, you need every possession you can get, and turning it over on a shot clock violation, I mean, that's just one of the worst ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Michigan doing a really good job of responding to Michigan State whenever they are able to get momentum. After those Jeremy Fears free throws, the lead was cut to 5, and Elliot Cadeau responds with a 3. Just since Michigan State trying to get their way, crawl their way back up to tie the Wolverines, but Wolverines able to find their shooting groove as soon as Michigan State has anything.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And also really good ball movement on that possession by Michigan that ended up with the Elliot Cadeau three-pointer. And especially now with Jeremy Fears being on the bench for a second, if Michigan can take advantage of some of those possessions where he's not on the court, especially, you know, playing some really good defense when he's not there to facilitate some of that ball movement and get some of those shots that he's been getting. I mean, some of the shots he's been taking have been crazy. He's almost falling down, and he's able to put it up and knocks them in. And so if Michigan's able to get something going with him not on the court, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if he comes back onto the court. He came out between the 5 minutes remaining and the under 4 timeout. We'll see if Izzo was given just a breather and if he'll come out for the end of this. The t-shirts are almost reaching us. This is quite the cannon they have. It's quite the contraption. I've never seen anything like that before.
That is crazy.
So Michigan still leads 27-19 in the Breslin Center. Came in as 1.5-point favorites. Michigan State home underdogs. This might have been the smallest spread for Michigan this year. Earlier this season, in November, end of December, they were being favored against ranked teams by upwards of 18 or 19 points.
Yeah, it was insane. It felt like they were winning every game by like 40 points. I mean, it didn't feel like it. They were winning every game by 30 to 40 points every single night they came out here. You know, things have started to slow down a little bit since they got into conference play, but that's to be expected when you're coming and playing in the Big Ten.
Right, nobody can win a national championship in November.
You're exactly right. As
much as it was declared, so the players even went out to dinner, and I remember, I believe, what Yax Lendenborg posted on Instagram, a 40-0 made with some sort of sauce. So feeling pretty confident. I mean, only 1.5-point favorites here tonight. So far doing a good job commanding this game. Not scoring as much as they need to, not any of their 50, 55-point halves. 27 here in the first half, which is certainly respectable against the #1 Ken Palm rated defense in Michigan State. And holding them to 19 so far as we enter the last 4 minutes of this game. Jeremy Fears comes back in. Still no Carson Cooper.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Roddy Gale will bring the ball down the court. Elliot Cadeau is not in for the Wolverines right now. Roddy Gale against Colin Carr. We'll get it up to Lendenborg on the left corner. Trey McKinney will work down low against Trey Ford, and we'll get a knockdown, a floater. Still turnaround step back. 29-19, Michigan has regrown their lead back to 10. 3:15 here to play in the first half. Jeremy Fears controls the basketball. Michigan State down 10. Jeremy Fears looking for somebody to give the ball up to, gets it to Cam Ward. Cam Ward looking to pass, gets it back to Jeremy Fears. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jeremy Fears going to drive under the basket. He's looking for a man, but he's going to take it himself. Oh, he's going to get hit in the back and dropped. That whole possession, none of the Spartan players were looking to the basket. Everyone just looking to make a pass. Even Jeremy Fears there just looking for a pass, gets hit in the back, and will shoot free throws.
Yeah, I mean, I think Iaquniello thought he was going up on that one. He jumped. Jeremy Fierce doesn't jump, and he just lands on his back.
Jeremy Fierce, this will be front end of a 1-and-1. Knocks it down. 20-29 Michigan.
And this is one of the ways Michigan State's been chipping away at this lead, is getting to the line and making their free throws.
Pending this make, it will be 7 for 7 for Michigan State. Michigan State at the free throw line. He does knock that one down, so they are 7 for 7. Michigan only 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
Wow.
Have not had as many opportunities. Fouls keeping Michigan State in this game so far. 2:40 here to play. Iaquniello shakes the defender off, gives it up. Long three by Lendenborg. He knew it was bad right away, started following his shot. Oh, they're going to get a travel on Michigan State. Cam Ward corralled the rebound off the Lendenborg missed shot, fell to the ground, and they're going to get him for a travel. Fans are not happy.
No, they're not.
Ooh, whether or not it was a travel doesn't matter. He was out of bounds when he grabbed that basketball. Oh, two wide open LJ Kaysen off the mark. And they're going to get a loose ball foul on Lendenborg, who is livid. That's Lendenborg's second foul. He's calling for a replay. Wants that to be challenged.
I don't know how that's a foul on him, to be honest.
I don't think his arm got around Cam Ward a little bit.
Looks like, if anything, Cam Ward had Lendenborg's arm wrapped up in his, but
yeah, so it looks like they are gonna converse about this.
oh, there you go. Michigan appealing the call.
They called him for a push and hold, and they've appealed the ruling, so they are going to appeal the call, so they are going to take a look at it. Michigan leads 29-21 in the Breslin Center, up by 8. Playing pretty exceptional defense so far.
Yeah.
And Michigan State not shooting the ball well at all. 6 for 23 from the floor, 2 for 11 from 3. Michigan about doubling them up in terms of percentages. 12 for 29 from the floor and 4 from 11 from 3.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the three-pointers. They've both taken 11. Michigan only made 4. Michigan State with 2. Both not shooting that great from 3, but, I mean, the one thing to note is just the field goal percentage, 6 for 23. I mean, that's got to change.
Yeah, Michigan State really struggling to find open, good shots. Been throwing up a lot of things, and even the things that they have had good looks at have fallen. Yeah, only 2 threes made. Jackson Kohler has missed a good amount of them. I guess he's only 1 for 2. Cohen Carr's taken 2 threes missed. Jeremy Fears 0 for 3 from 3. Some of those looks have been wide open.
Yeah, they have.
And just nothing falling so far for the Spartans. I think the officials are ready to make their announcement. Or perhaps they're still reviewing it.
Taking a while.
This is WCBN's coverage of Michigan, number 3 Michigan at number 7 Michigan State. I am James Meninga, joined by Jaden Fode. There are 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Michigan controls this game 29-21. Currently in the midst of the appealing of a foul. Axel Lendenborg was called for a push on Cam Ward during a rebound. He was adamant about reviewing the call, as he believes he did not foul. If he did, that would be Michigan's 10th or 11th foul. So they will be, Michigan State would be shooting 2 at the line.
Yeah, a lot of fouls from the Wolverines. Something that they're really going to need to clean up in the second half.
Yeah, certainly something to note. 10 fouls. 10 fouls by the Wolverines compared to Michigan State's 6. Like I said, that's kind of what's been keeping Michigan State in this game so far.
Yeah.
Is their free throws. Referees explaining the ruling to both teams. Can't quite tell by the body language.
No, you can't at all. You see Michigan clapping it up.
Head referee goes to the podium. So,
wow.
Michigan's so kind of
oh my gosh,
a full turn of events there. It goes from a common foul on Jackson Lendenborg to a flagrant one hook and hold on Cam Ward. And now Michigan will shoot 2 free throws and retain possession of the basketball. So kind of just a full 180 there.
I mean, that's the most dramatic switch we could have had. Lendenborg's glad he called Dustin May to review that one.
His first free throw was good. His second also true. Grows the lead back to 10, 31-21 Michigan. And it will remain Michigan's ball under the basket with 2:30 to play in the first half.
And he is the only player that has shot free throws so far in this game for the Wolverines, and he's 3 for 4.
LJ Kaysen will inbound to Lendenborg, who goes up and gets a bucket and a foul underneath the basket, and 1 for the Wolverines, 33-21 Michigan, with an additional free throw pending.
I mean, this is a huge stretch for Michigan right here. Just being able to get the call, not only just reversed, but called a flagrant 1, shoots 2, gets the ball, and then Lendenborg again gets the layup, and he's back to the line.
Yeah, absolutely. That free throw is good, too. Completes a 3-point play. So Michigan there scored 5 points in 1 second of game time. Wow. Jackson Kohler thinking about the shot, gives it up to Cohen Carr. Back to Kohler down low. Working against Amari Burnett. Ooh, tries to lay it in, gets swatted by Morris Johnson Jr. Michigan controls it again. Defense turning into offense here. Jackson Lendenborg gets that ball tipped away, but able to be corralled by LJ Kaysen. LJ Kaysen gives it to Trey McKinney, wide open 3, knocks it down! 37-21 Michigan, and Tom Izzo is going to call a timeout as this run has been disastrous for the Wolverines. Michigan State not had a hit a field goal in the last 3 minutes and 44 seconds.
Wow, I mean, what a run for the Wolverines. It all started when Jackson Lendenborg got called for the foul, told his coach Dusty May, he said, no, I didn't foul him, please review it. They go for the review, it's turned into a flagrant 1. And Jackson Lendenborg goes on a 5-0 run on himself, getting the free throws, getting the layup, and then the Wolverines hit the 3-pointer there. Huge 3-pointer and huge run for them.
Yeah, since that foul was called on Jackson Lendenborg in reverse, Michigan is on an 8-0 run.
In about, what, probably like less than 30 seconds. Yeah.
So Michigan currently leads this one by 16, 37-21. Michigan State controls the basketball. Jeremy Fears coming down the floor quickly, looking to get to the basket. Fouled by Morris Johnson Jr. And Jeremy Fears will go back to the free throw line where he's 5 for 5 on the day. That's where he's been making his money.
I mean, he's been so good for them from the line, and this is where they're getting a lot of their offense from at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Of their 21 points, 7 of them have come from the charity strip. His first of the pair is good. Jesse McCulloch back in for the Spartans. Jordan Scott out there as well. Fear's second free throw is off the mark. His first miss of the day from the line. Jackson Cole able to come up with the rebound though. And Jeremy Fears jumps up to get the ball, falls down, doesn't want to stand back up or he'll travel. LJ Kaysen goes flying, wants a foul, doesn't get it. Back to Fears, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Going to fight the possession. Jeremy Fears going to take himself under the basket. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Throws it off, out of bounds, off of Will Cheddar. Jeremy Fears didn't have a shot, so he just threw it off of Will Cheddar. And Michigan State is going to inbound the ball with 0.6 seconds on the shot clock.
Wow, I mean, I don't even know what sequence I just watched. It felt like there was so much going on. LJ Kaysen flying on the ground.
LJ Kaysen wanted a foul. Jeremy Fears wanted a foul.
Yeah.
Refs just let him play. Now Michigan State will inbound with 0.6 seconds on the shot clock.
I mean, not much to do anything.
Gonna have to be a catch and shoot or a lob.
I don't even know.
Jeremy Fears looking, just throws it up off of a Michigan player, and they are going to call a shot clock violation as it just deflected off of a Michigan player. Jeremy Fears threw it up for grabs, didn't have anywhere to put it. So kind of a botched possession there for Michigan State. Ran 40 seconds off the shot clock after the Jeremy Fears free throw off the game clock. 1:28 here to play. Michigan will control the basketball, up 37-22 in the Breslin Center. LJ Kaysen will bring the ball down the court. Matched up against Jeremy Fears Jr. No Elliot Cadeau still for the Wolverines. Trey McKinney on the left wing. Against Jordan Scott, going to pick up his dribble, gives to Lendenborg in the corner. Thought about a three, guard against Jackson Kohler. Directing traffic, going to take it against Jackson Kohler underneath, gives it up to Roddy Gale, atop of the key, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Roddy Gale drives into the left, wants it himself, goes up with it and gets it to fall. Tough bucket by Roddy Gale. 39-22 Wolverines, and they are in total control. Jeremy Fears, less than a minute to play. Jackson Kohler, three from the top of the key, too much on it. Now Axel Lendenborg is going to go all the way, and there's going to be a foul on Jeremy Fears. As it looks like he intentionally fouled Axel there to prevent the two easy points. We're going to send Axel to the line, and we're going to have a timeout called here. So Michigan started a little slow offensively, been defensively stout the entire game. Offense has really picked up in the last 5 or 6 minutes here, Jaden.
I mean, it's crazy. It feels like something really changed after that flagrant was called and the call was reversed. Michigan gets, they get the free throws, they get the possession, and ever since that point, this team has been moving so quick. They've been so together on both offense and defense. We saw the shot clock violation, just that lockdown defense there, not letting Michigan State really get anything going. And then we see them, they love to play fast and in transition on offense, and we saw that there with that play. And then Jeremy Fears doesn't want Axel to get that dunk, which we've seen him do so many times. Michigan just throws the ball up the court and able to find one of their big men waiting under the basket for the easy dunk and send him back to the line where, he's been shooting pretty well from the free throw line too, though. So
yeah, that's just that defense and offense that Michigan has been so good at all year and today especially.
It's our second flagrant of the day.
Yeah, they called a flagrant on Jeremy Fears, which is not what you want to see. He'll take to the bench, I imagine, until the second half.
And you mentioned it was kind of that intentional foul there because he was down there all alone, and then Jeremy Fears just comes up behind his back and pushes him down.
Lendenborg's first free throw is good. He gets Michigan to the 40 mark. And just Michigan State did absolutely not want this. Lendenborg's second shot is a miss. So Jeremy Fears, his foul is not for naught as Lendenborg splits at the stripe, but as it was upgraded to a flagrant, Michigan will retain possession. LJ Kaysen will inbound to Trey McKinney, working against Jordan Scott. Looking to do it himself, twists around, misses the shot, rebounded by Michigan State. Moving down the floor quickly with a three-man rebound. Cohen Carr looking for a dunk and is going to go up and get fouled. Cohen Carr was going to take the roof off of his building if he slammed that one down. It's Morris Johnson Jr. preventing the poster, and Cohen Carr will shoot 2 free throws. Cohen Carr has not made it to the line yet tonight. He's 0 for 3 from the field, with 0 points.
He's struggling a little bit offensively today.
30 seconds left here on the game clock. Carr's first free throw is good. Notches his first point of the game. 23-40, Michigan leads it. Curtan comes in for Jesse McCulloch. Carr's second free throw is up and is good. Deficit is 16 for the Spartans. Michigan in control with the basketball. 30 seconds to play here. 6 seconds between game and shot clock. As Michigan's going to take their time on this possession, give Michigan State as little time as possible going into halftime. Content to dribble a little bit. 7 seconds. Elliott Cadeau kicks it to Roddy Gale, who kicks under the basket. Trey McKinney. Will Cheddar, top of the key.
Oh my gosh.
Bumps into Jordan Scott. Initiates that contact, Will Cheddar does. And who's going to get 3 at the line? Will Cheddar leans into Jordan Scott. I don't know about that one.
They're going to show it, and the fans are going to go crazy.
Jordan Scott jumps up, gets out of Cheddar's way, and Cheddar leans into Jordan Scott to draw the foul. Not a great call there. I will not sugarcoat it.
I mean, the ref's sitting over there by his computer.
I don't think they're going to do it.
They're not going to change anything.
Yeah, Tom Izzo's letting the officials hear it. So are the
fans. Yeah.
Cheddar will shoot his first of 3. He will make it. 41-24 Michigan. 2 more free throws pending for Will Cheddar. As much as we talked about Michigan State's defensive prowess, they're only going to give him 2 shots. Excuse my mistake. That was a 2-point try, not a 3 for Will Cheddar. So 42-24 Michigan. Michigan ends up scoring quite a bit in this first half. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Iaquniello gives it up. Colin Carr thinks about a 3. Go dribble it in and dunk it to end the half. He gets his first slam of the day. Not as an electric reaction as it could have been, as Michigan State goes in the half at home with a 16-point deficit. Wolverines been in total control. How did they dominate that first half, Jaden?
Oh my gosh, I mean, it was a crazy first half, to say the least. I mean, it just feels like everything really got going and everything was clicking for the Wolverines. I think it really started with their defense, though. I think that's really what allowed them to be so productive on offense, is getting a lot of stops on defense. We saw in the first 10 minutes of that first half, Michigan State had about 7 points for a while, and you know, they were in single digits for a majority of that first 10 minutes in the first half, and all credit to that Michigan defense. They did a great job, and Michigan State really struggled scoring, and Michigan, you know, was able to take advantage, go on some runs there, and I mean, the last like 5 minutes or so, this Michigan team looks like a completely different team. They had so much energy, went on that 8-0 run with the help of a couple flagrants, and I mean, it just feels like they're clicking on all cylinders. I really think that how cold Michigan State was from scoring in the beginning of this half really put them in a hole that they're really struggling to get out of.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. We were talking about these defenses going back and forth, and that's kind of what it was for the first 7 or 8 minutes of this game. Both Michigan and Michigan State held under 15 points for a long time, and Michigan kind of found their groove. Michigan State kind of yet to, really struggling from the field, shooting only 27% from the floor, 16% from 3. And the bulk of their points coming from free throws. They're 10 for 11 from the line. Michigan ended up getting a few free throws down the stretch there. They're 7 for 9 from the field, or from the charity stripe, I should say. So a pretty contentious first half, physical game as we expected.
Yep,
Top 10
definitely.
matchup in the Breslin Center. Michigan kind of been dominant so far. 13 minutes until the second half will begin. Jaden and I will not be on the call, but that's no reason to go anywhere, as Gavin and Lincoln are going to do a phenomenal job covering the second half and hopefully watching Michigan continue their dominance in this in a potential consecutive top 10 win.
Yeah, we'll see, but if anything, this is Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans, and if any coach is going to be able to, you know, get their team going, get them coming out of the half strong, it's going to be Tom Izzo. So we'll have to see what he has for Michigan coming out of the halftime. But exactly like you said, Michigan's rolling right now, and I don't see them slowing down with the way they ended this half.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll take a break, but like I said, don't go anywhere, as coverage on WCBN will return at the start of the second half in the Breslin Center.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Breslin Center here in East Lansing, Michigan. Michigan Wolverines with a 42-26 lead in halftime right now. About a minute here until we start back with the action. I am Gavin Briggs here with Lincoln.
Iaquniello.
Iaquniello, all right. What have you noticed from today's game? What do you expect to see in the second half?
Well, a lot of it so far, there has been very little inside the paint action for the Spartans. So Cohen Carr has been rather quiet, big electrifying dunks, usually light up the Breslin, but tonight he only got his first in-play points right at the end of the half. He's sitting on 3 so far.
Yeah, so from today's game, you can see that the Spartans have 11 turnovers in that first half, with the Wolverines with just 4. Wolverines have kind of struggled with turnovers the last couple weeks. What has really been the difference today that has made this turnover differential be in the Wolverines' favor?
I think what it's really been is we saw in that Nebraska game where Michigan, like you said, really suffered from turnovers. Fode liked to drive in a lot, got heavy-handed, tried to pass it off under lots of pressure, and tonight he's played it a lot more on the outside, trying to find Iaquniello, who's been out there for just over 18 minutes. He's really been the guy who's been moving this offense through, and Fode's kind of been their secondary passer there tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely been playing through the bigs. Seen a lot of high post action with Mara and then Iaquniello with the ball on the wings. Perez Johnson been a little quiet today, just 4 shot attempts, but he's been really good on the defensive end with 2 blocks. Had a couple nice ones towards the end of that first half. This Wolverines defense is stifling. This is a matchup between the #1 and #2 defense in all of America here. We have 20 minutes left on the clock in this one. The Spartans with a 16-point deficit. We are going to get it back started here. Fears takes the inbound. He's guarded by Namari Burnett. Has the ball near the logo. Here's Cohen Carr now top of the key. Fears back on the left wing to Kohler. Corner 3. Missed. That's going to be a shot from Jordan Scott. Namari Burnett throws the ball up the court. Jordan Scott will pick it off. Turnover, Michigan. Fears has got it back. No one's guarding him. He's going to find Cooper, who will find Carr in the corner. Back to Fears, top of the key, guarded by Namari Burnett. Fears over to Cohen Carr. He's going to pump fake, drive in, get towards the basket, pump fake, and put it up and in. Cohen Carr with another 2 points for the Spartans. 42-28, Michigan, 19:11 left. Fode now receives a screen from Mara. Mara, top of the key, over to Lendenborg. Lendenborg guarded by Carr. Lendenborg down to Perez Johnson Jr. And it's going to be stolen. Fears now pushing the court. He's going to cut towards the basket. Give it to Carr for the slam. The Breslin is rocking with Cohen Carr. 4 straight points for the Spartans.
I mentioned he was been quiet in that first half, and he comes out electric, really moving the ball up the court fast, trying to catch Michigan off guard.
Mara now to Burnett. Burnett getting towards the basket. He's going to take a short corner mid-range. No good. Forward from Cooper. He's going to give it to Fears. Fears now dribbling up the court. Corner. Jordan Scott pump fake up to Cooper. Cooper handoff to Carr. Over to Kohler in the corner, guarded by Perez Johnson. Cooper top of the key to Fears. Fears pull up from the elbow. No good, but a foul. That one's going to be on Elliot Fode. 2 free throws here for Jeremy Fears.
Yeah, Fears the top scorer on the night so far for the Spartans. 12 points, and most of that has been at the line. He's shooting 6 for 7 before this.
Wolverines with the lead, 42-30, heading into these free throw attempts here. Jeremy Fears going to knock the first one down. The 3rd-year player out of Illinois. Had an unfortunate incident his freshman year, had to redshirt. Played for the Spartans last season, and is now back for his 2nd year. Second free throw good. It's going to be 42-32 Wolverines with the lead with about 18 minutes left to play. Fode, the ball handler. Sees the screen from Johnson. Double from Mara. Mara towards the basket. He's going to put it up over Carson Cooper, and that's going to be good. 44-32. Now Fears moving quickly. Gets to the block, out to Carr in the corner, to Kohler, now to Jordan Scott. Jordan Scott down to Cooper in the post. Cooper gonna go up with it. No good over the top of Mara, but rebound Michigan State. Cooper now looking for someone to get the ball to. 15 on the shot clock. It's gonna be Fears. Fears receives screen, now switched, Lendenborg guarding him. 7 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be blocked by Lendenborg on the three-point attempt. Lendenborg goes up and gets the dunk. 46-32 Michigan. Michigan State trying to push the pace here. Fears. Jordan Scott on the pick. Now Cooper up, lob, and good. Alley-oop to Carson Cooper. And Mario Burnett to Lendenborg on the top of the key. Now Elliot Cadeau slipped to Adai Mara. Mara goes up, it's going to be blocked. Michigan State basketball. 16:42 here. Fears, lob to Cohen Carr. He's going to be fouled by Lendenborg. 2 free throws coming for Cohen Carr. So interesting switch up from the Spartans. You see Jordan Scott starting in place of Divine Ugochukwu. He's been their starter for the majority of the season, especially as of late, but they opt for the larger lineup with Scott coming in.
Yeah, I think that's really been beneficial for them, especially in the paint defensively, really stopping Mara there earlier.
Cohen Carr gonna knock down the first free throw here. Carr, a high energy player for the Spartans, known for his dunks, but he does a great job on the defensive end as well. Had a nice block earlier and getting to the line a little bit here. His second one also good. 46-36, Wolverines with the lead. 16:37 to play in this one. The Breslin is here, the I-zone is ready. Cadeau is gonna drive in, guarded by Fears. Tries to get a bounce pass to Mara. It's going to be stolen. Fears, open lane. Lendenborg tries to get there for the block, but Fears is going to knock it down. And the foul, and one. Jeremy Fears going to shoot a free throw here. Lendenborg with a foul. That's going to be his third of the night.
Excellent work there by Fears on the break. A little bit of a rematch there. We saw Lendenborg on Fears with the break going the other way. He comes back, able to draw that foul. And again, it showed why he's the most electric player on State's offense tonight.
His brother, Jeremiah Fears, was on the Oklahoma Sooners last season, now a New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA. Jeremy Fears looking to join him in the NBA after this one, but he has been great for this Michigan State team, leading the NCAA in assists with 191. And he will make that free throw for the and one. Make it 46-39, 16:20 to play. Cadeau gonna need to take care of the ball here. Over to McKinney on the left wing. Trey McKinney drives in, gets to the free throw line. Mara tries to throw it to Cadeau. He goes to throw it out of bounds. Roddy Gale tries to save it. They're gonna call it out of bounds on Roddy Gale. Michigan State basketball. Jeremy Fears is excited. The I-zone is excited, and this arena is a fun one right now. Jeremy Fears going to take the ball for the Spartans here. Jordan Scott going to come up, no screen. Fears gets towards the paint area, towards the restricted line, and he's going to knock it down. Tough finish. He has been electric. 9-0 run for Michigan State. 46-41 Michigan. Roddy Gale on the right wing to Cadeau now. Cadeau looking for Mara, finds Mara. No good. Carson Cooper with the rebound. Jeremy Fears Jr. back with it. On the fast break to Cohen Carr in the corner, wide open. No good. Perez Johnson with the rebound there. Cadeau Gonna come down the court. He's gonna find Trey McKinney on the left wing. Guarded closely by Scott. McKinney gonna drive towards the basket, go for the reverse layup. That is no good. Ball's bouncing around. It's gonna be off of Carson Cooper.
What a run State is on to start this second half. Timeout called now. Rebounded all the way back up, cut that lead to 5. That is zone. Talk about impact there. Parts of that second half, it felt quiet as a mouse in there. And now, every single person in the Breslin is on their feet. It's made such a difference. Got the energy back. Fear's hyping them up. Cohen Carr's dunks and those rebounds there from Cooper have been absolutely essential to getting life back into this team.
Yeah, 9-0 run from Michigan State over the last 2 minutes. Wolverines struggling to score in the second half so far. They have doubled their turnover total in just 5 minutes now. But the story of this one, why the Wolverines have been performing so well, why that first half went so well. 42% from the free throw line. That has been an inconsistency for them this season, but they have made 5 in the first half. The Wolverines are 2 for 15 from 3. So we're noticing that the Spartans are trying to get in the paint, and Fears is making it a point to try to get in there and get some finishes at the rim.
Absolutely. I mean, Michigan has basically left him alone out there in the corners thinking he's not going to hit a 3, he's not going to hit a 3. And so they've got a little bit of a blind spot there. Let him run in, get that momentum, get going, and not. He's tried a couple of 3s here too. And he's also been a little more hesitant, able to pass it around back out. Got some good looks there, help other guys drive in.
What a run for the Spartans. They are playing real hard to start this second half. They could have came out flat after being down almost 20, but whatever Tom Izzo said in that locker room had them ready to play. The Wolverines are going to need to answer here. Elliot Cadeau with just 1 turnover so far. He's done well to hold on to the ball, but the team as a whole has been not taking care of the ball like they needed to.
A lot of this offense, beginning of the second half, has tried to play Mara inside under a lot of pressure. He's 4 for 10 for the night, field goal wise, and a lot of that is because he isn't able, maybe that first shot hasn't been good, he hasn't been able to get that many rebounds offensively. He's just got 3 on the night. He's usually a machine in that department for the Wolverines, and something that this offense has lacked in the second half.
Yeah, you talk about those rebounds. In that first half, the rebounding totals were 17 for the Wolverines and 21 for Michigan State. That rebound totals kind of stayed the same. Normally, when you see a rebound discrepancy, the team with more rebounds is usually winning the game. But looks to be tonight that the Wolverines had the advantage, or the Wolverines did not have the advantage, and yet had the scoring advantage. But Spartans are definitely turning around. We're going to see what the Wolverines do to combat it. We're going to see what lineups they bring out here. 46-41, Michigan with just a 5-point lead now. 15:07 left to play in this one. Wolverines are going to opt for a lineup with Elliot Cadeau, Roddy Gale, Trey McKinney, Will Cheddar, and another player down there behind the basket. It's going to be Merez Johnson. Divine Ugochukwu in here for the Spartans. Carson Cooper, Jackson Kohler, Jeremy Fears, and Jordan Scott. Cadeau is going to inbound it to Merez Johnson Jr. He's guarded by Cooper. He's going to hand it off to McKinney. McKinney going to find Cheddar, top of the key. McKinney, right wing. Nice move, step back, tough mid-ranging, good. Over Jordan Scott, nice play there. Fears going to push it up quickly there. Find the trail man, Jackson Kohler. He's going to slow it down for the Spartans. Jordan Scott now right wing to Cooper, top of the key. Hand off to Ugochukwu. He's going to hesitate, and he's going to find Cooper in the post, guarded by Johnson. Spin move from Cooper, but he's going to lose the ball. It's going to be Michigan basketball. Turnover on Carson Cooper there.
Yeah, great work there. Come out of that timeout. And McKinney with the difference maker. Only counted as a 2-pointer there, foot on the line. But still, such a difficult shot. Brought that back Played some great defense.
Fode now back with the basketball. It's going to be Roddy Gale with it. Left corner, Will Cheddar. Cheddar up to Johnson. Johnson going to find Fode again, and that's going to be an illegal screen on Merez Johnson. Runs over Jeremy Fears. It's going to be Michigan State basketball. So we talked about Jordan Scott coming in and starting the second half. He's now going to sub out the freshman out of Virginia, former four-star player who's been playing about 17 minutes a night for the Spartans. What has his impact been so far?
I think he's just been great on both sides of the ball. He's another 6'8" physical guy who can really make plays no matter what he's doing.
All right, Fears to Kohler in the post. It looked like it was about a block from Fode, but it's going to be not a foul. Give Michigan the basketball there. Not sure exactly what happened on that one. 48-43 Michigan. Looks like it was a goaltending on Fode for that last one. Kohler gets the layup. Fode now with it, 48-43. Screen from Mara. Mara, going to be a foul call. Looks like it's on Jeremy Fears, knocking down Mara on the screen. It's going to be Jeremy Fears' third foul of the game.
Yeah, he's got to look a little bit more carefully there. He's been their top scorer of the night, and any more foul trouble could seriously put a hindrance on this electric Spartans offense. He's been the main key getting them going.
They're going to bring Kurtang in for him now. Roddy Gale guarded by Cohen Carr off of the inbound. Gale going to give it out to Fode now, top of the key. Back to Gale on the left wing. Drives in, turnover, Carson Cooper steal. Carson Cooper up to, sorry on that one. Now Kohler with it in the post. Kohler, nice little fade from him. 48-45 Michigan. Fode now with it. Gives it to Roddy Gale Jr. Gale over to McKinney. McKinney finds Mara in the post. Guarded well by Cooper. No good. He's going to try to get his own rebound. Foul on the floor. That one's going to be on Cohen Carr.
Ade Mara all alone below the basket. 4 guys on him from State. The only man who wasn't remotely close to him was Ogachukwu. And again, left all alone trying to fight for that rebound. Not going to get it, but comes up there with the foul call.
Ade Mara, the 7'3" center, transfer from UCLA. Lendenborg with it out of the inbounds. He's back in for the Wolverines. Fode now right wing. They're going to call a foul on Iaquniello. They're going to call that one a shooting foul. Give Fode 3 free throws. Threw his arms up at the last minute to try to get the free throw call, and the referees are going to give it to him. Iaquniello guarding him way too closely. Fode takes advantage, and he's going to go to the line for his first free throws of the night. Referees may be taking a look at this one. And that was a close call there. And they're going to give him those free throws. Izzo not happy about that one over there on the Michigan State sideline.
Absolutely. Kenny, 90%.
Fode going to knock down the first of 3. He's had his woes from the free throw line this season, just 67%. And he's going to miss the second as I say that. 49-45 Michigan, 12:43 left to play. This second half has been much closer than that first one. Fode going to knock down the third free throw to make it 50-45. Iaquniello now with it. He is guarded by Trey McKinney. Kurtang gets it now. Michigan in a zone. McKinney guarding Iaquniello. Then, yeah, now that's Cam Ward over to Iaquniello. Back to Cohen Carr, down to Ward, back to Cooper. He's blocked by Mara. Cameron Ward goes up, and he is also blocked by Mara. Adai Mara back-to-back stuffs.
Talk about physical presence. You mentioned it, 7'3". He can do everything down there. Guard both sides just by standing under it. He's been excellent defensively tonight for the Wolverines. He's got 3 blocks on the night.
Fode gonna bring it up the court. McKinney gonna get it at the top of the key. Now to Cheddar. Back to Morrow. Handoff. Cheddar takes the 3. It's gonna be no good. Rebound Cameron Ward. Jeremy Fears back in this one, guarded by Trey McKinney. Cooper gonna get an illegal screen call there. Runs into the back of Trey McKinney. And we're gonna have a media timeout. 50-45, Wolverines with the lead, 11:52 left to play. This game is back and forth now. What a fun one this has been. Wolverines shooting now just 43% from the field. In that first half, they were just about 45%. The Spartans were at 27. They're now up to 36. It's looking a little bit better on the offensive end, but at the end of the day, this one is a defensive matchup.
Absolutely. Spartans have been playing great defense so far this second half. Percentage is about the same for Michigan, but their attempts have gone quite low. They've had 3 bigs outside, making sure there can't be any passes inbound. Mara is really dangerous under the basket for any offensive rebounds, and yet he has not been able to find the basketball that much for the Wolverines, and that's really showed up in this score line. Taking longer and longer for Michigan, which is not how they like to dictate play offensively.
Yeah, 3 minutes since the Wolverines have made a field goal. Got a couple at the free throw line, but really struggled to put the ball in the cup. We are going to see what they try to do to combat that. You'd think you'd go to your point man, Yaxel Lendenborg, the UAB transfer. He had a great first half. He had 12 points, a little bit inefficient shooting, but he was able to get to the free throw line at will. Had a intentional foul called on Jeremy Fears towards the end of the first half. Also shot a flagrant foul free throw earlier in that one. He had 6 total rebounds as well in that first half. We're going to see if he can keep himself involved, get towards the paint. Something that you saw a little bit at UAB, but not as much. He shot a little, but that was never his strong suit. Since he's been with the Wolverines, he's kind of been shooting a lot more than I think was expected of him. But he's not playing as much inside, and he's just shooting 30% from the three-point line. What can he do to get his shot back or to improve as an offensive player?
Right now, he spent a lot of this start of the second half off the court. Only been on it for about half of it. A little bit of foul trouble with 3. So if he can keep playing clean here, the Spartan team really wants to draw out these fouls. Physical rivalry Big Ten basketball, it's not an easy thing to do, but if he can stay calm and keep himself leveled off here, I'm sure he will be able to draw out some more offensive chances for these Wolverines. Play more, get Fode and him linked up again. They were really strong there for the start of the first half, but have not quite found that rhythm yet. A lot of that has been blocked up. Again, a great exterior defense there. So if he can find that rhythm again, I think the Wolverines can seriously widen this dividend again.
The 5 going to come out of this timeout for the Wolverines. It's going to be Trey McKinney, Will Cheddar, Yaxel Lendenborg, Elliot Fode, and Adai Mara. Michigan's run a lot of 3 big lineups this season. That's their strong suit. They have 4 bigs that they're very confident in, and you see it with their lineups. Michigan State going to bring out Cohen Carr, Jackson Kohler, Jeremy Fears Jr., Jordan Scott, and Cameron Ward. Trying to match up with the size of Michigan in the front court and getting a little bit bigger in the backcourt. Fode now to Mara, to McKinney left wing. Pump fake down to Mara, guarded by Ward. Mara going to give it back to McKinney. McKinney gonna give it to Cheddar, right elbow. Missed 3 as McKinney goes to shoot. And it's gonna be a foul called on Trey McKinney, it seems. Bad missed 3 from him there. Gonna say he pulled Jordan Scott down. Cadeau gonna come out of the game now. Turnover on McKinney. And Michigan State basketball. McKinney with 10 points, 4 for 8 shooting. And gonna decide if there's gonna be a flagrant foul called on Michigan. Referee's gonna take a look at that.
This could be a huge game changer here for the Spartans. Flagrant here means Spartans could cut this lead even closer, and where Michigan thought they had a little bit of momentum going, and put one of their hottest shooters of the night on the bench. There's fear of more fouls there. He's already on 2 for the night.
LJ Casing gonna come in for Cadeau once we figure out what's going on with this foul. We see in this one that the shooting has really been key for Michigan, but it's not been going in recently. 1 for their last 7 on field goals. We talked about the drought of 3 minutes a couple of minutes ago. Obviously, there's not been a lot of game time, so that drought's pretty similar, but 1 for their last 7 on their field goals. That is not a recipe for success. Struggling to even get up shots recently. Up to 11 turnovers now.
This game feels almost like the inverse half-wise of that Nebraska game. They came out slow, sluggish, were behind a little bit, had trouble turning the ball over, and that's what we've seen in the second half. Meanwhile, they kind of brought that energy into the first half. So props to Tom Izzo and these Spartans for coming out and showing it all.
For sure, gonna have to see how they bring it back, if they can control those turnovers. They are going to assess a flagrant on that one. So Jordan Scott is going to shoot a free throw here. That one will be good. He will shoot another for the Spartans. McKinney gets called for that one. And Scott will knock down both free throws. It is 50 for the Wolverines, 47 for the Spartans. Michigan State basketball, 11:33 left to play. As Jeremy Fears Jr. will be the one with the ball. Scott now at the logo to Cohen Carr. To Fears again with the pass fake. Now to Kohler, left wing. Not guarded heavily, but Scott's wide open in the corner. No good. McKinney rebound. He's going to push it up to Yaxel Lendenborg. We'll slow it down a bit. Find Mara in the post, guarded by Cameron Ward. Mara going to work in the paint. He's going to put up the layup. No good. Rebound and put back from Lendenborg. 52 for Michigan. 47 for the Spartans. Fears back with it, guarded by LJ Kaysen. Now Cohen Carr to Kohler at the top of the key. Jackson Kohler going to find Jordan Scott in the left corner. He's going to drive to the basket. He's going to put it up and one for Jordan Scott. What a great game from him in this second half. He played about 9 minutes of the first half. Honestly, kind of got missed. Was there, was playing hard, but didn't really do a whole lot. But in this second half, he has been a key contributor.
Yeah, only the 1 3-pointer made in the first half is the only thing on his score sheet. And he's come out here, bumped that up to 7, now 8.
And that's going to be the 3rd personal foul on Trey McKinney on that Jordan Scott layup attempt right after the flagrant. The Breslin is all standing up, all excited yet again. LJ Casing at the top of the key on the logo with the ball, guarded by Jeremy Fears Jr. Casing over to Lendenborg. Lendenborg rejects the screen, so Cheddar on the left corner, back to Lendenborg. Lendenborg to Mara in the post. Mara's going to try to go to work again. Limited time on the shot clock. He can't find anyone. He's going to throw it out. Turnover for the Wolverines. Shot clock violation. Couldn't find anyone. Tries to throw it to Cheddar. End of the shot clock anyways. Cheddar misses it. Shot clock violation. The Spartans are going to get the ball on an inbounds on their own half. 52-50. The Wolverines are squandering that lead as Will Cheddar's going to come out for Roddy Gale. And the Spartans have come all of the way back here. Jeremy Fears now to Carr. Back to Fears. 2-3 zone for Michigan. Jordan Scott back to Fears. Fears thought about shooting it. He's going to drive in. Fade away from the right elbow. No good. Gale's going to get the rebound, and he's going to be fouled by Scott.
Great effort there by Gale. Michigan switching to that too big rotation, trying to make something happen. Some more movement. Cheddar on that last play wasn't able to find any good passing lanes, brought it back down. Mara, once again, stuck down low. Overpowered there physically by Kohler.
All right, here's Kaysen, no good from three. It's gonna bounce around back to Kaysen. He's gonna shoot another one. That one is pure. LJ Kaysen, nice shot from three. 55-50. Carr's got it all the way down on the block already. Cooper's gonna get it back though. He's looking for Fears, finds him now. Fears getting all the room to shoot. He's gonna pull up from mid-range, and that one's good. McKinney gave him too much space, and he's gonna shoot it. 55-52. Wolverines with a 3-point lead, 9:06 left to play. Roddy Gale on the right wing here. Mara's got it at the top of the key. He's gonna find Kaysen on the left wing. Passes to Lendenborg. Couple jab steps. He's thinking about shooting over Kohler. Doesn't. McKinney right wing. Open. No good. Too much on it. Can't make it. Fears with the ball now. Jeremy Fears Jr. He's going to attack again. No good on the floater. Tried to draw a foul. Kaysen's got it quickly on the fast break. He was looking for a foul, but no foul called. Mara, top of the key. Got Gale on the left wing. Back to Mara. Now to McKinney in the left corner. Trey McKinney pulls up from the left wing. No good from three. It's going over the backboard. It is going to be Spartans basketball. 55-52. Michigan with the lead. 8:17 to play as Merez Johnson comes in for Adai Mara. Will Cheddar as well going to come in. That's for Trey McKinney. This game is a game of runs, isn't it, Lincoln?
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about number one and number two defense, and that's been on full display tonight, really locking up everything they can.
Yeah, fun defensive matchup. Struggles on shooting on both ends. It's Divine Ugochukwu now with it to Kohler at the top of the key. Kerr Tang on the left wing. Scott back to Tang. Now to Ugochukwu yet again. He's going to find Tang on the right wing now. Kohler's going to shoot the three. That is good. We are tied. Jackson Kohler has been electric from the three-point line this season. Roddy Gale's moving quickly now. Merez Johnson left wing. Cheddar left corner. Now to Yaxel Lendenborg. He's got it top of the key. Kaysen to Gale. Gale pump fakes. Gets the foul called by Tang. Gets the foul called. That one's going to be on for Tang. Wow. This is a tied game now as we head into a media timeout. 55-55, 7:38 on the clock. What a three from Jackson Kohler, and what a resurgence from him. He has been phenomenal from shooting this year.
Yeah, 10 points tonight. Was relatively quiet in that first half. Kohler only had 4 points, and yet come out here, hit those big threes. And has been great defensively too. He's been all over Mara, really shut him down and his rebounding capabilities. I keep mentioning it because that's been a big part of Michigan's offense, and yet he has been a great. He's brought it in the second half, you know.
Yeah.
And now it's all tied up.
For sure, phenomenal defense there. They have done a great job defensively. You saw, like you pointed out in that first half, a lot of the basketball was going through Adai Mara, but Carson Cooper and Jackson Kohler both have done a phenomenal job walling up against the taller offensive player. Mara has a height advantage over almost everyone in college basketball, but the Spartans are showing that the physicality that they play with is a problem for him. Wolverines are going to need more from him, but they're going to need more from everyone else. Lots of missed shots recently. You had Kaysen missing one. He makes the second three-pointer after missing the first, but he's 1 for 4. Trey McKinney also missed one just not too long ago. So we're going to need to see some more from these Wolverines players if they want to come back, bring that lead up to what they had to that. But this is a fun one, isn't it?
Absolutely. Michigan, the only guy on the court with double-digit points right now is Lendebourg with 16. He's been somewhat efficient there, 5 for 10, would love to get that higher. Meanwhile, the rest of the guys, like Gale, only had the one attempt tonight. Really been locked down. Again, testament to that physical Spartan play. Kaysen having a decent amount of time on the court too. Him, 12 minutes, just the one three-pointer. But like I said, Gale, 18 minutes, 2 points. Really stings for Michigan as he's one of those go-to guys to really get something going out wide, try to get some mid-range, and it's not come yet. So if he can get some more confidence here, I think that might be a great bit of...
Yeah, you'd love to see a little bit more aggressiveness from some of these guards. At times you've had Cadeau, who has been a paint monster a couple of these games, doing a good job in the transition, getting to the rim. But yeah, you'd like to see Roddy Gale do it a little bit, start to get a couple more points, feel a little bit better, get that shot going. But honestly, everyone on the team needs a little bit more aggressiveness. We're seeing a little bit from Lendebourg, like you said, 16 points. Kind of been a little bit less on the offensive end than I think some were expecting, but this team has been so balanced. Lendebourg already over his average for points per game. You'd like to see him get the ball a lot in these last 7 minutes if the Wolverines want to pull this one out.
And another guy too, Will Cheddar, the big locker room presence. Only got 2 tonight, been on the court for about 10 minutes. It's a little lower than his usual, but he has been the rotation big right now, and if he can step up his in the paint play, it really benefit the Wolverines.
Elliot Cadeau going to inbound it. Cheddar's going to take a long 2. That's going to be no good, but rebounded by Lendebourg. He goes up for it, but they're going to call that out of bounds on MSU. No foul. And we're going to have an inbound yet again from Cadeau. Good rebound from Lendebourg, able to get that one back. Cadeau going to try to throw it short to Lendebourg. It's going to be stolen by Fears. Fears cross court. Goes up with the right hand. Cheddar couldn't play good enough defense. 57-55, Spartans with the lead. Foul on the floor before Lendebourg could go up with it. He was blocked on the attempt, but foul on the floor. That one's going to be on Jordan Scott. That is his 3rd foul of this one. And we are going to see Lendebourg shooting free throws with Michigan in the bonus. 1-1 here. The actual Lendebourg, the UAB transfer, #1 player in the portal. He will make the first in a loud Breslin. These fans are excited. Lendebourg gonna come back, shoot another here. Michigan State, that lead was their first in a long time. Their largest lead of this game was that 2 points. Might be their first lead of the game. Fears gonna get it after Lendebourg knots it up with the free throw there. Kohler pump fake 3 to Fears now. Fears left elbow to Cooper down in the short corner area. Carson Cooper gonna find Jordan Scott top of the key. He's gonna drive in. Could have been a foul on Gale, but it's not called. Scott makes the layup through the contact. Will Cheddar's got it on the right wing. Merez Johnson now, 59-57 Spartans. Merez Johnson to Cheddar. Cheddar's gonna pull it. Cheddar with the 3. Shushes the crowd. Great play from Will Cheddar. And Fears is going to lose the ball here. He's going to need to find someone to pass it to. They got to count. It's going to be a timeout from Tom Izzo as the Spartans were about to have a backcourt violation. Beautiful finish from Jordan Scott and the great play from Cheddar to come back.
Yeah, he had a great pass earlier too. Could have played it off easy to Cadeau. Instead, tosses it over, finds Morez Johnson, top of the key, able to have a look, sling it back out. Nice screen for Cheddar, hesitates for a second, drills it, puts up his first three of the night. And again, hopefully it starts to get his hand warmed up for the Wolverines, who now just have the 1 point lead.
60-59, Michigan with the lead as we head into a quick timeout here. 6:26. Wolverines are ready. They're here to play, it seems. The Spartans, 3 for their last 3 on their field goals. Jeremy Fears with 23 points and 6 assists. He is so impressive. He's done a great job bringing the aggression for this Spartans offense.
Yeah, 23 points, 9 of those coming from the line. He gets in there, and then Michigan has also been trying to respond physically, been fouling him. He's been excellent, 90% tonight on that, and that has really been a difference maker. We saw that as a big difference maker for the Wolverines second half against Nebraska, and State turns around and says, I'm going to use that again, and has found the rhythm, cut that huge deficit coming out of the half.
Great response from them in these last 13 minutes. We're going to have 6.5 left to see how this one ends. These Spartan fans are excited to watch it. They're confident. I think Michigan fans at home are confident as well. These are some of the top teams in the nation. The number 3 Michigan Wolverines, the number 7 Michigan State Spartans. What a fun matchup. The highest ranked matchup in this series history. The Wolverines have lost their last 4 against the Spartans, and they have only won 3 games in the last 25 years in this arena. And their most recent being in 2018. So this is almost an 8-year streak that the Wolverines have not been able to win.
Yeah, such a drought here. Testament to Izzo and how he really just lights up this arena. They call it the Izzone for a reason. This crowd is getting into it, has been a big part of why the second half has felt so much more lively for the Spartans. Every play, I feel like they've been on their feet. Towels waving, disorienting effect even from up here. Can't imagine what it's like down there on the court.
Yeah, this one has been a lot of fun. The crowd has kept it entertaining as well. Got a little quiet towards the end of that first half, but ever since Fears started going in the second half, as soon as he made his first points of the second half, he was already hyping the crowd up, and they listened to him, and for good reason. He has done a great job. We are going to come back to action here. 60 for the Wolverines, 59 for the Spartans. 6:30 left to play with Fears with it. He's going to be guarded by Roddy Gale. Now it's Jordan Scott with it on the right wing. Carson Cooper, top of the key, back with the handoff to Fears. Fears is going to drive to the basket. Bump from Gale. He's going to pass out to Jordan Scott. Jordan Scott misses it. Gale goes for the rebound. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Jordan Scott found his way down to the basketball, but he's going to knock it out of bounds. It's going to be Michigan ball. Trey McKinney is going to come back into this one with 3 fouls, and he is going to substitute in for Roddy Gale. Cadeau crosses the timeline to Cheddar, and now he has it back. Cadeau going to get a screen from Morez Johnson. He's going to drive towards the basket, finds Johnson. Short little pass. Foul called there. Morez Johnson is going to shoot 2 free throws.
Kohler all up in his business there, making sure he has the height advantage no matter what. Jumps first, blocks it, but foul is called.
Morez Johnson Jr., the Illinois transfer, has been a key piece for this Wolverines team. been their leading scorer in multiple games, and he has just been very impressive. I don't think the fans had what he has done in mind going into this year. But he's going to knock down the first one there. 61-59 Michigan. Perez Johnson Jr. now going to shoot his second free throw into the Spartan band. And he will knock it down. 62-59. Wolverines with the lead. 5:50 left to play. Elliot Cadeau trying to communicate with his teammates. And Jeremy Fears Jr. going to take the inbounds from Jackson Kohler, the fan favorite. Jordan Scott with it on the right wing. Cohen Carr given all of the room in the world. Instead of opting to settle for a jump shot, he will drive down to the basket and be fouled. That one's going to be on Will Cheddar. Cohen Carr going to get the chance to shoot 2 free throws. There was no one within a mile of Carr.
They gave him a full runway to get down there. Kohler did an excellent job of freeing up some space down by the basket, and now set up Carr for the free throws.
First one, no good there. As you said, they gave him a full head of steam. It's one of those battles that you have as a coach there. Do you guard up on him even though you don't believe in him as a shooter? Maybe try to keep him from driving to the basket, or do you give him that lane to garner some speed? They opted to give him the speed, and he's going to miss both free throws. What a break for the Wolverines there. Elliot Cadeau now with it after the Lendenborg rebound. Cadeau taking it slow. 18 on the shot clock, 5:30 left to play. Cadeau going to find Lendenborg on the right wing now. He's going to try to dump it down to Johnson. Loses it for a second, but he's got it guarded by Kohler. Nice fadeaway, and no good. Rolls out of the rim. Went around 2 times and rolled out. Fears now has it. He's going to give it to Kohler. Pump fakes to Carr, who pump fakes in the corner. Lendenborg guarding him closely. Kohler now with it in the right wing. He's guarded by Cadeau, so he's going to work in the paint. Johnson with the help defense, but there will be a foul called on him. Jackson Kohler going to go to the line.
You mentioned whether do they guard up on Carr. They give him that lane. This time they opted to guard up on Carr, and he was able to draw out the defense, pass it up and around, and give Kohler that chance, which now brings him to the line.
Taking advantage of the size mismatch going into the post. Have the help from Johnson, but Johnson just hits his arm as Jackson Kohler will knock down his first free throw to make it a 2-point game yet again here. Breslin Center silent as Jackson Kohler gets ready for his second free throw. He will knock it down. 62-61. Wolverines with a 1-point lead. 4:50 left to play. Everyone on their feet here. Cadeau, screen from McKinney. He's guarded by Scott. He's going to work. Isolation, throws up a floater over the top of the taller defender, and he will knock it down. 64-61. Fears has it. He rejects the screen from Kohler. He's guarded by Will Cheddar now. As Cooper's going to set the screen. Lob from Fears. No dunk, but it's still a layup. It still counts. 64-63 Michigan, 4:12 left. Great job from Fears and Cooper. What a connection they have. Cadeau going to give it on the slip to Johnson, and what a dunk on top of Carson Cooper's head. Posterizer for Perez Johnson Jr. Fears back with it.
Got to be a good get back there from the almost dunk on top of him earlier.
Great job from him as Fears is going to put up the floater. No good over Cadeau. He's going to pick it out of Johnson's hands, though, and get it back. Fears has the entire right side of the court to himself. Spartan's going to space it now. Kohler, right corner. Barely hit the rim and no good. 66-63 Michigan after the Perez Johnson slam. Elliot Cadeau guarded by Jeremy Fears Jr. Wolverines taking it slow. Johnson gonna screen again. Cadeau takes the pull-up three and good. 6-point lead for the Wolverines. What a play, what a great job from this Wolverines offense, and a Michigan State timeout. 69-63, 3:05 left to play. What did you notice on the response from the Wolverines there?
Well, Cadeau is the playmaker of the moment right now. Giving him a little more freedom with the ball. Had a couple drives in, had that great putback. Under pressure, we both thought with the size mismatch was not going to go near, and yet put it in, comes down. They come back with the response, hits the three, and he puts up 15 now on the night total. Had 8 in that first half. And with 3 minutes left, he's still feeling hot and is about the best option the Wolverines have to extend their lead further.
Yeah, you're right. You said that they started giving him the ball a little bit more, and that has been key there. They give him the ball, and he is going to work, finding Morez Johnson for that beautiful slam dunk. Gives himself the space for that three. He is the Wolverines' main playmaker, and they are giving him the ball, letting him go to work. Great couple plays there for the Wolverines as it is 69-63. Jackson Kohler with 12 points. Jeremy Fears with 23, and on the Wolverines side, McKinney with 10, Cadeau with 15, and Iaquniello with 18. He's not touched the ball much on offense the last couple possessions.
No, but he's still been stellar defensively, and he also has 11 rebounds on the night, where Mara might come up short in that category as he's been covered and covered. Lindenborg has really been a great asset there, being able to redistribute the ball, give Michigan a second chance multiple times, and again has allowed them to kind of come back out of that start of the second half slump.
Yeah, key point on those rebounds, 5 of those 11 are offensive. Those are huge for a team that was struggling to get anything going offensively. You give yourself a second chance, it gives you just another chance to try and score. 69-63. Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Detroit Lions, here supporting Sparty, sitting right behind the Michigan State bench, all decked out in green and white. We have a fun one here. The Breslin Center, ready to watch these last 3 minutes. Michigan coming a little bit back to form in the last couple minutes. 3 for their last 3 on their field goals. With the Spartans losing it a little bit. 13-13 on the turnover margin. Let me remind you, at halftime, it was 4 for the Wolverines and 11 for the Spartans. So it has been a 9-2 split in the second half.
Go green!
Big part of that, both sides here. Free throws gone up. 4 guys on the court for Michigan are sitting on 3 right now. That's McKinney, Cadeau, Morez Johnson, and Lindenborg. Meanwhile, Cheddar is right behind them at 2. Similarly for State, 3 guys there, sitting at 3, Fear, Scott, and Cooper. But both teams been about their best playmakers, have to keep them in, have to play the risk there, make sure they keep clean.
Yeah, gonna have to be careful on that foul trouble. Don't want to lose any of your key players here. And we are going to start these 3 minutes with Gale, Cadeau, Johnson, Mara, and Lindenborg on the court for the Wolverines. Slow roll up for the Spartans. Carr now with it on the left wing. He's going to give it to Scott. Scott now to Fears, guarded by Johnson. Adai Mara going to switch onto him. Carr guarded by Cadeau. Scott going to get it top of the key. Fears is going to get towards the basket, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. It's going to be on the Wolverines. Who this foul is on is going to be a very key importance here, and that's going to be on Adai Mara. That will be his third foul on the night for him. So that is 4 Wolverines in a bit of danger on the foul side. Fear is going to shoot a 1-and-1 here. And he will knock down the first of those. 69-64, Wolverines with the lead. 2:48 left to play. Mara and Gale gonna sub out. Cheddar and McKinney going to come in. The Spartans have that lineup that they started the second half with: Fears, Scott, Carr, Kohler, and Cooper. And Fears will knock down the second one as well. 69-65. Wolverines with the lead. 2:44 left to play in this one, as Elliot Cadeau is guarded by Jeremy Fears Jr. at the Spartan logo. 17 on the shot clock. Yaxel Lendenborg goes towards the basket, puts up the running floater, and knocks it down. 71-65. Fears getting towards the basket quickly. He's going to take it out towards the three-point line again. Cooper gets it on the handoff to Fears, and Fears will lose it. It's going to be a turnover for the Spartans.
Yeah, uncharacteristic drop there for Fears. Michigan extends here. Great play there earlier between Cadeau and Lendeborg. Two transfers who have been excellent additions for this Michigan roster.
71-65, 2:05 left to play. Wolverines taking it slow, already down to 10 seconds on this shot clock. Lendenborg gets a screen from Johnson. Johnson goes for the roll, but they're going to give it to Cadeau. 3 seconds left. Lendenborg, right wing three, no good. Merez Johnson almost had it, but Lendenborg is going to corral it. Moving slow again. Cadeau has it at the logo. 1:38 to play, and it's going to be a Dusty May timeout. Great job from the Wolverines. Huge to get that ball in the scrum and come with it. That 6-point lead is going to be important.
Just over a minute and a half left. That rebound, huge time killer for the Wolverines. It's a multiple possession game here that the Spartans need to dig out still, even if they've been so dominant. That Michigan is able to play a little bit more defensively, hold the ball longer. They don't have to be the ones who score here. They can play out the shot clock as long as they want. They still got 13 seconds left. A lot of time to work with there, especially with Cadeau, been the hot playmaker right now, and see if he can drive up that score.
So we talked about that 3-minute scoring drought for the Wolverines earlier in this half, right around the halfway mark. The Spartans on their own. 2 minutes and 40 seconds since they made a field goal. Had a couple free throws in there, but have not made a shot in just about 3 minutes of game time. That is something that they're going to need to fix here. They need to stop the Wolverines on this possession. They need to get the ball back, and they need to score. Yaxel Lendenborg is going to be the inbounder. The starting lineup is not in for the Wolverines. Different closing lineup. Cheddar's going to set a screen. Cadeau down to Johnson. Johnson, nice finish with the left hand. As Fears is going to move quick. Spartans running out of time. 73-65 Wolverines. Kohler's going to try to find Scott. He will. Now back to Fears. Fears screen from Cooper. He's going to get towards the basket. Great defense from Merez Johnson Jr. staying vertical. Ball's on the ground, and Michigan's going to corral it before the ref will call it Michigan ball, and it seems like a timeout called by the Wolverines as well to retain possession. Great job to get a hold of that one. 73-65, Michigan with the lead. 1 minute and 9 seconds to play. I talked about it being a different lineup. I didn't get the chance to explain what I meant. The Wolverines opted to bring in Will Cheddar and Trey McKinney for this closing sequence, replacing the regular starters, Namari Burnett and Adai Morrow.
Yeah, the two of them have been excellent defensively to closing out this second half so far. They have really stuffed the run of both Carr and Fears. Fears has been a little bit of a drought here. He had that free throw because Mara was able to lock him down. And again, they're cycling kind of through, making sure those foul-prone guys can get out of the way for Michigan.
Yeah, Adai Mara has not played a ton in closing moments. They've used him as a switch very often, letting him play defense and then subbing him out when it comes to the offensive side, because he is struggling heavily from the free throw line this season. Under 47%, not been his strong suit, so they try to keep him out late in games as much as they can. And it is going to be Michigan basketball. 1 minute and 9 seconds to play. 73-65. The Breslin is still standing, but it is starting to clear out. A little bit less enthusiasm from these fans as their team is down 8 points to this mighty Wolverines team. Cadeau is going to inbound it to Lendenborg. Lendenborg going to be immediately fouled by Cohen Carr. That is going to be the 9th foul for the Spartans. So just a 1-and-1 for Lendenborg here. As Ridigale is going to sub in for McKinney for defensive purposes.
Carr doing what needed to be done there. Only takes 2 seconds off the clock. Puts a second foul in his tally there. Sends Lendenborg to the line, who's already at 20 points for the Wolverines tonight.
Kurtang going to sub in for the Spartans as a shooting presence. As Lendenborg is going to shoot the first leg of this 1-and-1, knock it down to give him yet another. Puts the Wolverines up 9. Kurtang has been a spot starter for this team. Struggled a little bit in a few games. He's been a little bit streaky from shooting, but both games that the Spartans had lost leading up to this one came with Kurtang starting. However, they were to Duke and Nebraska, so not always necessarily his fault.
No, but tonight he has no points recorded. Usually averages 7, so it's been a big miss offensively.
Kohler's now got it after Lendenborg made the second free throw. He's going to throw up a 3. No good. Rebound Jordan Scott. Fears shoots the 3 now. That one is good. Down to 7. 75-68. 52 seconds left to play. Spartans trying to stay in it. They're not completely out of it. The Wolverines are going to need to take care of business. But free throw shooting has been a question mark for this team. Not too bad today, but in the past, this Wolverines team has not been the best in terms of their free throw shooting.
No, especially early on in the season. They were blowing out teams, so it was one of those things that you kind of overlook, you know? You win in 40 against Gonzaga, doesn't matter that you're only shooting like 60% from there. Meanwhile, tonight, have that up to 83. But State, 88% from free throw, and they've had more attempts by 7 there, 22 of 25. That has been a great point add-on for the Spartans, particularly Fears, who's been fouled a lot in the paint in his drives in. He's got 11 from the line tonight.
3-point shooting been a struggle for this Spartans team. That 3-pointer from Jeremy Fears Jr. there was just their 4th of the night. I think we saw in that Wisconsin game that the recipe to beat this Michigan Wolverines team is that you need to shoot the ball. And that's something that the Spartans have not done well. You noticed that in the Nebraska game as well. While Nebraska was hitting their shots, they were dominating this team. So Merez Johnson will be the one to shoot free throws after getting the inbound. Jordan Scott going to foul him. That is going to be his 4th foul of the night. And we're going to get 2 free throws from Merez Johnson here. The Wolverines in prime position at the end of this matchup. Spartans going to need a miracle to bring this one back. And we're going to see Merez Johnson Jr., the sophomore forward, shoot both free throws. Izone trying to stay loud, knock him off his game. He will make the first. He has been a pretty solid free throw shooter for this team, just a hair under 80%. And after tonight, will likely be above that 80% mark, as long as he doesn't miss.
Great turnaround for him. And again, a little bit lower average than usual points-wise, but that's been picked up by Lendenborg. There's been a lot of great defense on his end, so he's really played his part here tonight.
Merez Johnson been really good defensively. 2 blocks and a steal in his 28 minutes. He just plays so hard every play, and he will knock down the second free throw to make it 77-68. Fears is just trying to go quick, puts up a tough layup, no good. Rebound, Michigan. Cadeau is going to be fouled by Scott. Scott is going to foul out. Scott didn't think it was a foul. The referee did. So Scott's day will be done. The lanky forward, the freshman for the Spartans, and he played his heart out tonight. He did a great job coming in this second half, replacing the regular starter, Divine Ugochukwu.
Yeah, 10 points on the night. Excellent defensively. It's been him and Cooper just in the paint, double teaming Mara, Lendeborg, whoever, and his presence in the last 44 seconds will surely be missed.
Stands starting to clear here in East Lansing as Elliot Cadeau gets ready for 2 free throws. .44 seconds to play. Great job from the Wolverines to come out of East Lansing likely come out of East Lansing with this one. If this score holds, it will be their first win in East Lansing since 2018. This would be a huge win for the program and Dusty May. Defining win for this team that has high aspirations.
8-year drought soaked up here with this great class that Michigan has put together, and with this win will push them to the top of the Big Ten.
Elliot Cadeau will make the first of his 2 there. It is back to a 10-point lead for the Wolverines. But this one has been tight this entire second half.
Props to the Spartans coming out so hot, tied it up, had the lead, but couldn't hold on.
Yeah, they did a great job from coming down from 17 at halftime, 16. And Fears is going to come back after Cadeau makes both free throws. Kohler throws up a right wing 3, no good. Carr tries to get the rebound. Fears gets it. Instead, Fears blocked, and he is going to be fouled on his second attempt there. 79-68 Michigan, 32 seconds here. Roddy Gale with the foul, and Fears is going to shoot 2.
What an excellent night for Fears, even if his team might come up short here. 28 points for the freshman, incredible. Again, shows up for the line, trying his 13th.
Yeah, he's been great. Heroic effort from him. And that first free throw is going to be no good. He has been the main source of offense all night. Everything that they have done has really gone through him. Either he's the one scoring or he's facilitating. 7 assists on top of that. Now 29 points after making the second free throw. 79-69. Wolverines have 30 seconds to survive. Lendeborg is going to be out of bounds. That's going to be Michigan State ball. Referee unsure what they're going to call here, it seems. Maybe calling a foul. Foul there is going to be called on Fears. Lendeborg was falling out of bounds due to a hand from Fears. Crowd not happy about it, though. So we're going to see 2 free throws from Lendeborg.
Fears' 4th foul of the night, smiling that one off. Knows he was doing everything he could to try to get the ball back, make some magic happen. But again, 10-point deficit, just over 30 seconds. Hard to manage.
Both teams waiting in the backcourt, letting Lendeborg shoot it all on his own. So he's going to make the first 80-69. Second free throw going to go up, and that one is good as well. And both teams going to come back here. Looks like they're going to give Lendeborg another free throw. Technical foul is going to be assessed on Tom Izzo. That's what those free throws were for. Tom Izzo gets the foul for the Spartans. Lendenborg, instead of shooting 2 free throws, gets to shoot 4. So he is 3 for 3 so far. Gonna get a chance to give himself 26 points on the night if he can knock this one down. And he will. 26 for Lendenborg, 83-69. Michigan with the lead. Timeout called by Dusty May, letting his boys soak this one in. Spartan fans not happy about it. This team plays together. They're trying to revel in the moment of the first win in this arena in close to a decade. What a game from the Wolverines. Phenomenal first half. Struggled early in the second half. But they brought it back.
Props to Dusty May, believing in this team, getting this rotation moving like a well-oiled machine. You can always come out of those moments where you suddenly down to the wire and put that on some shortcomings of your players. He believed in them, brought Will Cheddar back out. He's had a much improved second half. Let Cadeau work the ball more, said, I believe in you in this moment. You are my playmaker, and he showed that off, and that's again why the Wolverines here have a commanding lead to end off this game here. Again, State fans not happy, Izzo not happy, obviously why those 2 extra points got called for the Wolverines to shoot.
So heading up is going to be Fears. Fears is just trying to get his team a quick shot. Ugochukwu going to drive towards the basket on Lendenborg. Swatted by Lendenborg, out of bounds. Going to stay Michigan State ball. Lendenborg now has 2 blocks on the game after that one. He's been phenomenal in his 34 minutes. As Ugochukwu gets the 3 off, no good. Lendenborg not able to corral the rebound. It's going to stay Michigan State ball again. 12 seconds to play, 83-69. Fears will be the inbounder. Jeremy Fears Jr. looking for someone, finds Kurtang, not gonna elect to shoot, finds Fears for the short layup. 9 seconds left, 83-71. Lendenborg going to let this clock run out. The Michigan Wolverines have won in the Breslin Center. They are going to play their next one against Penn State at home on February 5th. And the Spartans will play Minnesota at Minnesota on February 4th. Huge win for the Wolverines. Lincoln, do you have anything?
Just an excellent performance. Scrap on both sides. So entertaining, so high energy. State came out from that deficit, brought it back, got the lead. Dusty May brought his team back, got them going, extended that lead again, show Michigan's dominance in the Big Ten here, and hopefully set up both teams for success.
All right. What a fun one here in East Lansing. I am Gavin Briggs.
Along with Lincoln Iaquniello.
And we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.